YouTube, what's up? Okay, we on live. This is the first YouTube live stream. That's what's popping. Trying to get my other host in here. Bear with me, y'all. I'm trying to figure out how this StreamYard thing works. This is the first time I'm actually doing it. Oh, you can read the comments in there. Okay. I should be able to have other people in here. Definitely hard. Uh Ibrima, we're in here now. I'm trying to get all the rest of the hosts in, but thank you for coming in. Oh, what's up, Luna? Can you click on the link and get in the StreamYard? I'm trying to figure out how to get y'all up here. So try to click on the link so I can actually see if I can get you in here. Oh, you know what? I should be able to do it like this actually. Let me know if y'all can use this to get into the StreamYard. Try to get my lighting a little bit better. Yeah, y'all, excuse me. We building the ship as we flying it, so I am trying to figure out StreamYard. So it's going to be some technical difficulties. Bear with me. We got some exciting topics to talk about today, so I'm thankful that y'all are here. See if y'all could click on that link and it let y'all up, please. That barely adds to it at all. Okay, there you are. What is going on? Let me see if I can change the size of this because I don't like that.
Jola. We
There we
made it
go.
out here. How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
My lovely
We
host
made
is
it.
up here. What's going on?
It's your host, Goddess Honey Coco B, and the B stands for beige, never light skinned. And I'm in here because
She
we out
definitely
here.
light skin out here, but it's all good. Happy to have
Wow.
you here. I was looking crazy out here like I was doing this by myself. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
It took me a second to like get on there with the link. But as everybody knows, this is a learning process. This is our first live YouTube live as an Out Here podcast. Today is our premiere. I can't really see the comments, but I'm gonna go with it out here. Say I can't see
You
your
can't see the
comments.
comments?
I can only see you, which cool. And I guess
That's wild.
if someone was to add on StreamYard or comment on StreamYard, I was able to see on the StreamYard. They kind of like a Zoom, pretty much. Like whatever they write in here, I can't see what's on the actual YouTube
I
video.
got you. I can definitely see the comments right now. Abrima is in here. Thank you. Like I said, Abrima for coming in. He actually subbed to us earlier, so we appreciate the sub out here.
Yes, appreciate you. We appreciate you out here. Thank you so much.
Abrima, we got some stuff to talk about that y'all might not know about in Gambia. So definitely put your brethren, your army peoples onto the podcast. It might be some interesting topics that they might not know about. Some stuff that I didn't know about that hopefully some of the other hosts will be able to help me understand and you guys as well. None better is on here. You can't see nothing, none? You can't see nothing?
Well, I can yeah, I can't see the comments on there, but I can see
No, I know
you
you can't see
could.
nothing, but as far as the comments, but none say he couldn't see the comments, so I'm trying to figure out why that is.
Oh yeah, it doesn't show on him.
But he can see the picture of us, right?
Oh no,
None.
so
Can you?
he can see everything on YouTube. Which call on YouTube you can see everything. You can see us too. Which call it? It's just that there's no comments being written on there at the time to see
That's why
anything. So
everybody gonna need their own StreamYard eventually.
yeah,
But it is what it is. I'm waiting on. We got some guest hosts today, which is actually one of our first as well. Um, we have Dr. Riley coming on. She is a sex therapist. She talks about a lot of different topics. We can talk freely now since it's been longer than I think it's got to be like 2 minutes or something before you can use words like sex and grape or whatever you want to say. So we're
okay.
going to try to keep that at a minimum. This conversation is going to have a lot of those things. What's up, Lex? A lot of that in here. So I'm about to let her up, but so be mindful of what we say so everybody can get the message.
Great, big facts. Hi,
Lex, what's going
Lex.
on?
Hi, Luna. Hi, beautiful
Peace.
woman. How
She
are
was
you
drinking on
doing
something. I don't know what
today?
that was. That was like a big ass
Coconut
coconut.
water.
Yeah, I figured that it was a big ass coconut water. You got to get them electrolytes in for real.
Yo, seriously. It's and all these retrogrades going on. You better drink your water.
Big
Yeah,
facts.
we're gonna ask you some stuff about that because Alexa's a good friend of mine. She's explained some of like her philosophies and beliefs to me as far as like retrogrades and you know like the stars and the line. And I don't understand all that stuff, so it's good to get that
I
perspective from
have
her.
no clue
So,
about
It's all
any of those
good. It's all
words that you
good.
just said. They have not been in
so
my
we're gonna delve into
vocabulary.
that and get educated on that, as long as how that intertwines with our other topic, which is
Yeah, for
gonna be like
sure.
sex education today. So thank
Definitely.
you for Lex for coming in.
No doubt. I'm glad to be here.
For sure. And one more host is going to be coming in. She's having technical difficulties too, but I'm sure she'll get it together. Well, our other guest host. And we're waiting on Chanel. And what's up with Drew? You talked to Drew?
Not yet.
Okay. No worries. So hopefully we'll have our fourth guest in here. We can have a 10 people in a box on StreamYard. So that's much
Oh
better than
wow.
Instagram. Instagram is only like four. For
Oh, that's
everybody who may
decent.
not know us or have been in here before, we typically stream on Instagram, and it's not my favorite thing to do in the world, but it's what we started off with, and I'm happy to do that. But we're going to be doing a lot more YouTube stuff as well, as it is a better platform for streaming. It allows more people and more voices to be heard. So we look forward to building the audience here as well. Happy Sunday to everybody. Peace, peace.
Yeah. Happy
Happy Sunday.
Sunday.
Happy Sunday. Welcome to the Out Here Podcast first premiere
Yeah.
YouTube live. We are here today to bring you what we got, and we hope you guys absorb it and are able to talk about it, share it, add people, let them know, come through, so everybody can get on a conversation, which is the main focus of our podcast, is making sure that other voices besides our own are also heard about issues or questions within our community that affects everyday adult life. That's why we are here. We want to hear your voices. We want to hear your opinions. We want to hear your questions, and hopefully get your questions answered in this show or other shows. So please come through.
Give me one moment, Abrima. I'm going to add you up in a second. All right, I see you back there. Oh, it's Dr. Riley. How's she doing?
Dr. Riley,
How you doing?
welcome. Hi, Dr.
Hi.
Riley.
Hi, peace.
Hey,
Peace.
everyone.
So,
Sorry
Dr.
about
Riley,
that.
if you want to, I've given you a bit of an introduction, but if you want to introduce yourself, you're more than welcome.
Well, I am a holistic sex therapist, specializing in men's sexual health. I work with women and couples and all different types of things, but specifically men's sexual health.
And I want to talk about why that's important, because there's not a lot of spaces like what Dr. Riley provides.
Yeah.
I know I'm on here with all women right now, and I'm thankful to have you ladies. But as a guy, we don't typically have a go-to as far as like a specific. I mean, later when you get an age, you get a prostate doctor and stuff like that when you're in your 40s. But we don't have like a specific doctor to go to. We feel like a taboo when it's these topics, especially when it circulates health.
Yes.
So it's good to have people like Dr. Riley who are able to explain and make it a comfortable space for men to understand about our health. Look, as a guy, I got parts of my body that I didn't even understand until talking to people like Dr. Riley and so forth. So I'm
Yeah.
glad that she's here to kind of explain it to us and the other men that may be in the chat or watching the video later on. So thank you, Dr. Riley, for coming too.
Yeah,
Yes,
most definitely.
so
Thank
much.
you for
We're so
having
glad
me.
to have you.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, it took me a minute.
No, StreamYard is a problem for everybody. It is a work in progress. We're going to build the ship as we fly it, so it'll get smoother as we go along, and we hope to have you again, of course.
Yeah, most definitely. Definitely. Yeah. So what are we talking about?
So, well, one thing I want to bring up is I wanted to talk about how you've actually been published. So we want to give some credibility to the people that are talking, our guest hosts. So Dr. Riley has actually had an article published on some of the things she's done, and I just wanted you to be able to go into that if you could, on how you got into that, where you're published, and some of the things that happened.
Well, I've been doing this almost 20 years. I think I'm coming up on my 19th or 20th year. I can't remember which now. Back in 2015, I had an article written, a 3.5-page article in Penthouse for their men's sexual health edition. So that was exciting.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have people from all over the world that I see. So I've worked with over 100,000 people. So it's been very
It's been a journey.
interesting. Yeah, I love it though. I love it, but yeah, it has been a journey. Yeah, definitely. I,
And
you
we like
know,
to applaud
I,
you on that. That's super dope. 20 years
oh,
in the
thank
game, over
you.
100,000 people, you saying, and
Thank
then doing
you.
something that you're passionate about is something we also want to promote. You're saying finding
Yeah.
something, finding what you enjoy doing, as well as educating. You're saying is definitely a big up from us, which call it knowing that you have a platform there where people can feel comfortable to talk to you, to broach these issues, especially like Brody said, with men as well.
Yeah, um, it's crazy to me how everyone knows about, for example, breast cancer, right? We all know October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. You can go into the store and I bought pink hummus one time, I mean, and nobody ever, and oh, let me say, and it's also the second leading cause of death in women. But prostate cancer is the second leading cause of death in men. No one talks about it. No one knows anything about it. You don't know that September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. And I think it's very taboo, but prostate cancer kills the same amount of men that breast cancer kills women. Yet no one talks about it. And it's the one cancer that is 100% preventable,
Mm.
which is crazy. And it's just insane to me that those are the statistics.
So I definitely want you to go in because I think it's important to be educated first and foremost. I know the concept or the topic is interesting to people because it's talking about sex, but also we're here to educate people. Dr. Riley, could you go into how prostate cancer is preventable?
Yeah, it's so simple. I mean, it's not simple, but it is. It's just if men learn a new way to masturbate, they can reduce their risks of getting prostate cancer by 37% just by changing up the way they masturbate. It's
Wow.
insane. Yeah. And Black men have the highest rate of prostate cancer, and Japanese have the lowest rate of prostate cancer. So, I mean, I'm assuming maybe diet, I don't know. Like, there's no real reason, but those are the statistics. So it's insane. But yeah, so every guy hopefully masturbates. I mean, everybody I hope masturbates, women too. But yeah, right. but but no one talks about it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my God, no one talks about it yet. They use sex, the idea of sex, to sell cheeseburgers, car insurance, soda. I mean, you know what I mean? Like everything. But yet, when it comes down to talking about masturbation, it's like, oh my God, I don't do that. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't do that? So, men, if they just learn a new technique in masturbation, they can reduce their risks almost 50%. I mean, 37%. But to get guys to talk about masturbation, it's like, oh, I don't do that, or I don't. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't do that? I don't know. I have a hard time believing people don't masturbate, but that's just me. I don't know. Especially if you think about it, like when you're 13, 14, 15 years old, you're telling me you getting these erections all day long and you're not doing anything about it. Like, I just don't buy it. But yeah, so masturbation, a whole technique. Um, most guys, do you want me to go into it? Like, explain that part of it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Abrima, we'll give you a second to talk in one moment. Go ahead. Sure. Go into it, doctor.
So most guys, from the time that they go through puberty, right, when they're like 12, 13, 14, they're getting these erections. And so, you're with friends, you're with family, you're in school, right? And these young boys are getting these erections. So they run somewhere and like just do as quick as they can, rub it real quick, get rid of it, and go on about their day. So what you're actually teaching your body is that you get the erection. As soon as it feels good, you ejaculate, which also is the reason why guys have premature ejaculation, because that's what they've been teaching their body. So there's a whole different technique. I actually have a few videos on it, but about how in order for the prostate help, you got to like get close and back off and do these different techniques that actually gets the prostate gland stimulated. And I could always go into what's in the prostate and why it's important and all of that if you wanted me to, but it's just, you want to masturbate to benefit your prostate health, also to feel good, but you might as well, if you're already doing it, masturbate so you get the benefits of the prostate.
So let me ask you a question, because I got a question. I know other people might have questions. So I heard you say that women should masturbate too. I know your expertise is for men's sexual health, but what are some of the benefits, if any, similar to what men get from masturbation, do women get?
Well, women can be multiple orgasmic as well as men can have multiple orgasms. But women, it's really crazy because a lot of times I actually, a client that I just saw today said this. He's like, I've been with this girl and she never has an orgasm. He's like, what am I doing wrong? Everyone else I've been with, always has orgasms. I'm like, well, it's not what you're doing, it's what she's not doing. So women a lot of times will block themselves from having orgasms. So through masturbation, they can learn and teach their body to have multiple orgasms so that when they're with a partner, they can, enjoy themselves. The whole thing for masturbation, I guess I should say, is men or women, masturbation is about self-love, enjoyment, self-pleasure, like learning your body. What are some of the things that you enjoy? Like you have to start with yourself before you can share that with a partner.
For sure.
I can definitely agree with that as well myself. Yay, the Chanel girl is in the building. Hi,
I'm
beautiful
sorry,
lady.
I'm new to this, so I don't know how to join.
No
That
problem.
was me.
We're happy to have you here.
So I
How you
just want to
guys
bring
doing
up.
today?
I'm doing good. This is another one of our hosts. This is the Chanel, the Chanelica Dior. We're happy to have you. I'm glad you
Oh,
were able to
hi.
get in.
Peace, peace.
Hello.
Hello,
Um,
hello.
I definitely wanted to just say that I definitely agree with Dr. Riley. I know me as a person, as I kind of like slowly started to get into being a sexual creature, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have sex until after high school. And then like for the first 2 years or 2.5 years of me even having sexual relationships, I was not orgasming at all by myself or with anyone else. But I ended up learning as I grew that it was more so me learning where I'm comfortable at,
Yep.
what works for me. And I learned
Yep.
that I'm more of a mental person
Yep.
when it comes to this. I need to have emotional attachment. I need to feel a
Yep.
connection with that person. I need to feel
Yeah.
comfortable with that person and also learn
Yeah.
their bodies and how we kind of mesh together. And the
Right.
great way I
Yep.
learned that is through masturbation. You know what I'm saying? How do I, you know what I'm saying, how do I orgasm and what position am I in? Where am
Right.
I more comfortable? And that's definitely true. But I also want to bring the focus also to Luna and see what Luna, where do your thoughts align with the topic of masturbation or even comfortability with sex?
Oh, definitely, most definitely. It all is aligned with self-love, just like how, Doctor was saying. It's about understanding yourself and your comfortabilities with yourself. That's what actually started me on my journey into being an intimacy director, even just holding space for people to be comfortable with themselves in order to be comfortable with each other. You have to be able to speak about your boundaries, be able to speak about your pleasures, your sensories. All those things matter when it comes to pleasuring yourself, just as well as it comes to pleasuring other people. So I agree extremely, 100%.
And I think women are very emotional, right? Like we need that love and that attention and the affection, where men are very much more so visual, right?
Yep.
Like
Direct.
they need like the whole visual part of it. And so, but I mean, there are guys who need to feel wanted and loved and desired and all of that, most definitely. But a lot of guys, it's just their brain. That's the way they're wired. They're just like, I need her in lingerie, or I need, I need this, or I need that. And there's
Set up the
nothing wrong
scene.
with it. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. But some people do need that emotional attachment to be able to be intimate with someone. And I mean, if you think about it, it's the most like submissive, surrendering. That's the most you can give to one person is to be intimate and to allow them to pleasure you and for you to pleasure them. And that is, I mean, I hope not, you're not doing it so often that it becomes very, like there's no more feeling involved in it. That's not a good thing. So
Yeah, that's your creative energy. That's your source.
Yep. Exactly.
You can't just go passing that around to everybody.
That is the truth. So true. Because those people are never going to find people that do that. I think they're chasing a feeling that they're never going to find, right? They're like, oh, if I sleep with this person, if I do this, you're looking for something, you're never going to be satisfied.
Yeah,
Definitely
mood.
depends on the mood and
It's a vibration thing.
depends on how I'm feeling, the connection with the person, like all that. For myself, I could just put on a porn tube and be on my way.
Yep.
There you go.
She's like, I'm connecting with myself. I know exactly what I like. There we go.
On the YouTube channel, say you like it. Let's go.
And
that's great.
Something else. It takes women an average of 20 minutes to even get turned on. Like,
right.
Men, as soon as the wind blows, some of them, boom, it's like, ooh, I'm women. And women are like, no, I need to be, like I need to get there. So the average is like 20 minutes for women. By that time, men are done asleep sometimes.
Oh, yes.
And the female is like,
they're like, listen, what's next? What's going on?
Right. Like, okay, I'm done. Hey, can I ask y'all a question? After y'all watch porn, do y'all feel like y'all did something wrong?
Never. Listen,
I feel like
I feel like
like you shut it off right away. Like
I throw the phone across the room like I'm a Christian.
Brody over there turning photos
like,
around.
Let me shut this off now. You know, off my screen. You know what I'm saying?
Go say some Hail Marys.
Right. Nope. I'm cheering myself on. I got pom-poms.
Okay, I have a question for you guys regarding that.
Okay.
If you're in a relationship, and your partner, male or female, if they watch porn, is that considered cheating?
No, baby, watch that. You know what I'm saying? We can watch it together.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Not at all.
Get the mood started. Let's work that. I got to do. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, watch
Hey, yo.
Right. But
I would say no, but in my own life, I've noticed that I've never really caught any of my female partners watching porn. So I don't know if women watch porn less than men, but I wouldn't be upset if she did. She said, "Hell no." We watch a lot.
How do y'all feel about it?
I don't myself personally. I don't watch a lot of porn, but when I do want to watch it, I definitely indulge. I don't think there's a problem with it. You know what I mean? Everybody likes their own type of thing, so I definitely don't think it's cheating if somebody else is just indulging. Enjoy yourself, boo. Tell me all about it. You know what I mean? If there's something you want to try, let me know.
As long as you ain't touching nobody else, that's all that matters.
Listen, that's the only thing. It's like my lifestyle. I'm polyamorous. I have a girlfriend and a guy friend, so we definitely speak about these things. So even if it is with somebody else, I want to know all about it.
right.
We're going to communicate these things.
We all connecting.
We talking. Yeah, we all talking.
Let this conversation started. Yeah.
Exactly. The conversations need to be had.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I would agree.
She got a zaddy with a fatty, you know what I'm saying? My girlfriend, but I call her zaddy with a fatty because she got a big old booty with she
That's right.
So Lex, I wanted to ask you, because that was something I think that you're very knowledgeable about. Like, how important do you think communication is during sex, especially like for men to women? Like, how much more attention do men need to pay to women and have
Oh.
conversations to understand?
Both ways. It's a lot of conversations that aren't being had that need to be had, even as far as
Right.
women enjoying themselves and men enjoying themselves.
Right.
I just learned that a guy can actually fake an orgasm just as much as a woman can.
Really?
And yeah, I literally
Yeah.
like, right, enlightenment.
I would have never thought. I would have
Their
never
minds was
thought.
blown. Like,
That
What?
kind of blew my mind.
For real. And that's what
Yeah.
made me think about it. Like, why should any of us have to do that? You know,
Mhm.
why should any of us have to settle for things that we don't actually enjoy, things that we don't actually find pleasurable for us in that moment, you know? And that's where the energy happens. That's where communication has to happen. You can't really know somebody until you communicate with them. There's no real mind readers. You can read body language, you can read, you know, just the energy when you walk in the room, but you're not gonna know until you communicate.
No, you gotta be like Nelly, you know, just say what you mean, all
Just
loud and proud. If
all-
you feel
straight
it,
up.
say it, okay? That's it.
Straight
Period.
up.
Don't keep
You
that
know,
stuff inside, you know what I'm saying? Speak your mind, baby. Speak your mind. Okay?
Exactly. And even with that, there's a sensitivity to it. You know, obviously, you know, read the room, but definitely
Right,
communicate how
but
you feel.
sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it too.
Right, right. The reason I asked that question about the cheating is because I hear a lot of times guys will tell me that their partners found out that they were watching porn and they consider it cheating. And I'm like, that to me, it's not cheating, obviously. And I use porn
Crazy.
to teach, right? Like I teach a lot with porn. If someone's like, oh, I want to try this or that, I'll say, okay, well, can you show me, you know? But the other thing, I cannot tell you in all of my years how many times people have been married 20, 30, 40, even 50 years. They have no idea what their partner likes sexually. None. Because they've never talked about it. They're just with this person and they just know, okay, we're going to have sex, but it's going to be missionary or doggy, or they don't know what their fantasies are. They don't know what their desires are. They don't talk about their fetishes. And so, you know, for me, it's like, I wish, just like you guys all just said, talk about it. Talk about it. They're like,
Right.
but people don't because they're afraid of being judged. They're afraid
Yep,
of, you know,
yep.
embarrassment, or they're afraid of
Mhm.
rejection.
True.
And it's like, you're having sex with that person. Who the hell else are you supposed to talk to about
Exactly.
it? Like, it
Yeah, I
doesn't
already-
make sense to me.
Right.
It doesn't.
Girl, they'd rather talk to
You're
as
Facebook, they'd
close
rather talk to Instagram,
as
they'd rather
possible.
talk to everybody but their partner.
Right.
And that level of
Right.
intimacy is like, that should be enough grounds to have these discussions. You know what I'm saying?
to be
Like,
able to talk about
besides your
anything.
doctor, it is the only
Yes.
person that's really
Yo, Drew.
Yeah.
navigating through your raw, naked body internally. So we should definitely be talking about those things.
Actually, yeah. I mean, and the funny thing is, I'll tell guys, I'm like, well, you know, for example, does she like toys, or does she like, you know, dressing up, or whatever? And they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, okay, so here's something I recommend to people. And a female, I even recommend women more so to do this. But like, if you have a partner that you're not open and communicating with, you buy like a little basket or a tub or something, and you buy a bunch of different types of sex toys, dice and whipped cream and prostate
I gotta get on
massagers.
your
And,
level.
Yeah.
Yes,
A
yes,
goodie bag.
yes. I need
yeah,
all
and
that.
you put it all inside of this basket, right? And you hand it to your partner, male or female, whatever. And all it says, you have a card that just says thinking of you, and that's all you put in there. You give it to your partner, don't say another word about it. Eventually, what is it? Curiosity will kill the cat, right? They'll get, oh, I'm gonna try that. They might try something alone. But do you know how much that's saying to your partner without saying a word? You're like, I want to explore these things.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts? But you don't have to say it to them. You're just acting. And so I've been recommending that for years and years and years. I have never had somebody come back and tell me my partner divorced me, or they broke up with me, or everybody tells me, like, if it's a guy, they'll say, I created a freaking monster. Like, now she is like, we're shopping online. We're going
Right.
to
What have you
places.
done?
Yeah, but people don't talk about it. So that's a great way to open that line of communication without having to say a word.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
I definitely.
I
can
just
stand
let
by
them
that.
know, listen, baby, do me nasty like this, touch me like this, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Thank you,
I
thank you.
wish
You know what I'm saying? Put
everyone
your lips
would do
down a little
that.
bit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You gotta teach people because
Yeah.
they don't
Yeah.
know you. So why
Yeah.
in
No,
the
they don't.
process you gotta be like, no, you gotta do it like this, you know?
That's
And the
true.
other thing, you can't
Because I'm
say,
not
"Oh, well,
gonna
I
sit up
tried
here and
that
fake
with
an
a."
orgasm. I'm not. You're gonna learn me.
Same.
Hey.
Same. You're gonna learn. And then too, even same
Mhm.
with being a female and exploring females, I definitely had to learn. I'm a woman, and just because I like something done a certain type of way, that doesn't mean that every woman likes the same
Yeah.
exact thing.
Right,
And men are
right.
just like, oh, you a girl, you know how girls like to be touched. That's not exactly true.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Like the biting, people be biting like
Yeah,
this.
some people
Excuse
do a
me,
lot.
did you fuck that?
And I think
Yeah,
it's something that
you
we
like
should
it that, but
definitely
that's
talk
not
about as
me. That's not
well.
me.
Talk about that
I
as
want.
well, because a lot of people feel like people within the LGBTQIA community, which feel that just because they sleep with or deal with someone of the same sex, that all their desires are the same. That's not true. Everybody has different experience, things that work for them that don't work for others. Or you saying, oh, like if a guy finds out that you are, sleeping with women, like, well, I know that I'm in competition with these women. No, maybe you're not. You say maybe that woman did things the way she liked it done, not simply how I liked it done, which is why I might rank you a little higher than another woman is. So opening that line, like you said, communication is definitely key. You're saying talking about it, not being ashamed of. I feel like in
That's so
society,
important.
yeah, certain things
So
with men that
important.
they want, it's shamed. You're saying it's shame that,
Oh,
oh, this is homosexual tendencies, and then certain things that women want with sexual as sexual beings, they're shamed for it. Oh, you're being a hoe or this or that because you want to
Yeah.
explore certain things. And us knowing that we should not have to be ashamed of what we desire or
yeah.
what we
Right.
want
Right.
I think is the first key step to understanding yourself and
Yeah.
understanding sex with other people.
Yeah. That's first thing about self-love is your self-awareness, just knowing
Mhm.
what it is that who you are, what it is that is attractive to you, what it is that's a trigger to you, all the above, it all counts. And just as well as approaching actual orgasms, that matters just the same, knowing what it is that you desire and knowing how it is that you can achieve that. Not everybody achieves it the same
Yeah.
way.
No, and over 60% of women cannot have an orgasm through penetration.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of guys don't understand that. They're like,
Mm-hmm.
I just should be able to put it in because it feels good to them. And it's like, no, that doesn't work that
No,
way. But
work that
I
thing. You gotta
want,
know how to work it, slow it down, pick it up, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, it's all in the
Doing
clit
all
though.
any
For most of it
you
is
know what
in
I'm
the
saying?
clit.
Most dudes
That's
they just want
like,
a wild style. They just want go. Like no,
Right. Go
slow it down,
crazy.
baby. Slow it down.
right.
Hold on. You know what I'm saying?
You're not in a rush, but for a lot of guys, they are in a rush because they can only last a certain amount of time. So they're trying to get everything in
Not
before
the
they
snaps.
finish.
What's happening? What's going on?
Yeah. I want to say one more thing about porn. As we all said, it's
I love
important
you,
to watch.
doctor.
Um, as it's important, okay, here's something that guys should know. I don't know, I find it more with men than with women, but I could be the same. So a lot of times guys will tell me, I watch a lot of porn. Now, porn's not a problem unless it starts making you not do anything else in life, right? Like if you ain't going to work and you're not spending, that's a problem. Then it becomes a problem. But the other issue is a lot of times, say for example, guys will watch, and I always use this example, the blonde bimbo from California with the big tits, the tan skin, the tiny, tiny waist, and the fake blonde hair. They're watching this porn while they're masturbating, but yet their partner is your everyday run-of-the-mill, average-looking person, maybe not big boobs, dark hair, normal size butt. So what they're watching when they're watching porn and they're watching all these fantasy kind of unrealistic things, that's what they're teaching their body or their brain that they're stimulated to. So
Mhm.
then when they go to try to have sex with their partner that does not look like these IG models on Instagram or on porn, their body don't work. And they're like, why am I losing the erection? Well, because you're teaching your brain that you're only stimulated to all these other things. So I always tell guys, you can watch as much porn as you want as long as you're still living your everyday life. but make it to where you're watching porn that's similar to your partner.
Listen, they better just get nasty, okay? Listen, just get nasty. Stop playing with me. You know what I'm saying? Just get nasty. Stop playing.
Right.
She
But
knows
you got to
crazy.
tell them. They got to have the go ahead to get nasty, though, right? Because some of them are like, I'm not sure. And the other thing is, if you've done something with one person, a partner before, you can't be like, oh, I didn't like that, because maybe you didn't like it with the partner
Right.
before, but you
Girl,
might
Exactly.
really
you
like
know,
it.
yeah, get different wigs, put it on,
Exactly.
girl.
There you go.
Because I feel
Yeah.
like a different girl with each wig I got on. You know, my friends, they name my wigs because I'm a different personality.
She
Every
ain't
time I
lying.
change it.
She's not lying. She's 7% true.
But
You
true
gotta
though.
spice it up.
So I was about
Spice
to
it
say
up.
that sometimes you just need to switch it up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
girl.
And
Put
I
on
definitely
them
agree with
heels. You
Dr.
don't wear it in the
Riley.
club. You can wear it for 2 minutes, act like you wear them things. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely agree with Dr.
Play
Riley
around
because I
a
know
little
that
bit.
for a long time, anal sex is not it for me. You know what I'm saying? I did not like anal sex, which called I tried with other people, and then
I
like,
love it now.
but then
Can I
finally,
ask
like,
you
I
a
found
question?
somebody who
Who you
you
connected
know,
with like that.
yeah, connected with like that, which goes we was together for a while, so he knew my body
Mm-hmm.
like in and out. So anal sex is like I love anal sex
Yep.
now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
call me anal queen. You say like
Girl,
what you
eat
call
the cake. Eat the
it?
food. If you
Yeah.
You know
don't
what I'm
eat the
saying?
food,
And
it
that's
ain't
not
good
something
for
people
you,
want to talk
Portia.
about either. You're saying they
Yeah.
don't like talking about anal sex or
Oh
certain
yeah.
things. But I remember being even like 10 years ago sitting there with my cousins and my older cousins like, yeah, girl, do some anal. I'm like, no, I could never. I
Word,
could
word,
never.
baby,
That's
word.
an exit, not an entrance. I
Right.
would never. Now I'm like, can I have some more,
Right.
please? So you say so,
Right.
like
But
He
you're
says
definitely
whistling.
correct, but like it doesn't work with everybody the same way. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
the thing is, though, the reason probably is that I tell everyone this, whether it's guys, whether it's women using toys, whether it's two men, two women, I don't care. With anal sex, the idea in a guy's mind is usually it's going to be tighter, right? So, what happens is if you've got a guy who is like, you've said yes, right? You're like, all right, we're going to do this. The whole thing is they get right to the entrance there and they're just trying to get in as quick as they can. The problem is if you have a partner or if you want to try anal and you've never tried it, you have to tell the person, whether it's a toy you're putting in, or this could go for guys using toys, whatever. The person that's getting it has to just put the penis right here or whatever you're using, and the person can back its way up to that. Don't let the person try to be going inside the person because you're not relaxed. So when you're using your body to back up on it, you're in control of how much is going in and how quickly. But some guys get overly excited. They're like, oh my God, she said, yes, we're going to do this. And they're just trying to get it in there. That is messed up.
No,
That's
you
not going to
got to
work for
ease that
nobody.
baby in there. You know what I'm saying? First, you got to lick it first. You can't just be putting that thing in there. Because if you ain't
Right,
licking it,
right,
you ain't
Loosen
sticking
the
it. You know
muscles.
what I'm saying?
Help me
You have to
loosen them.
lick it
right,
before you stick it.
right, right. I wanted to say one
You got to
other thing
ease it in
too
there, you
that
know? Yeah.
you remember when you said about the stigma of like sex or anal sex or whatever. A lot of guys will ask me, they'll say, I want to try the prostate massage because the prostate is the male G spot. But they'll say,
Mhm.
if I enjoy this, am I going to be gay?
Right,
Okay,
right.
wait, what? How? But that's how society makes it sound. If a guy enjoys having a finger in there, a toy in there, it don't matter. That means he's going to be gay, right? So I think
True.
guys have to. I get asked that so often, and sometimes I just want to say, "Yep." As soon as you leave
I'm
here, you're going
definitely
to
dying.
grab the first guy that you see and kiss him. But that's not true because I can't say that. But so that's a thing where guys are afraid to even explore their own body, or like you said, if you enjoy something, you get called a whore, or you're too whatever, or you get judged on what you like sexually, and it's like
Right.
I wish that wasn't the case. I really wish that people would just do whatever the hell they wanted to do and be happy with it. But
I'm
That's
telling you, because it'll be like a lot of like out of the in the closet stuff, like all that stuff wouldn't be existing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
You need to just tell people what it is, that way it's all good.
because we definitely
Yeah.
Exactly.
spoke about
Yeah,
that in
I did talk about that. Yeah.
a previous podcast. We did talk about that because I know that there was a famous person, which call it a famous person who ended up having like an OF,
Mm.
and on his OF he was they was doing paying.
Oh.
And and so people was like, oh well, is it this? And that's a stance that I always like stood firm on. Like, you can't ask somebody if that's a homosexual act, because a homosexuality means that you're attracted to someone of that
Who
same
is
gender. You know what I'm
right?
saying? So if he's
Right.
not
Right.
doing that with another male, you cannot
Then
ask
how
that.
is
That's
that?
you're saying. Or even how we frame questions, like, is this a what
Mm.
you call it? It's only it by that nature, or you can question it by that nature if you're labeling in that. You're saying people are
Mhm.
labeling these
Right.
certain sexual acts, even if it's done between people of the opposite sex, as
With
something
them.
other than what it is. That's not what it is. You're saying,
Right.
um,
Right. Right.
especially if, like Dr. Wright said, this is that's the ultimate G spot for males. You're saying, like, that's reaching. I think we spoke about that on the previous podcast too. Like the way I've heard men speak about, saying the orgasm they receive from having that type of sexual need, please, is like out of this world. So why
Yep.
would I'm
Astronomical.
not gonna sit there and tell somebody that they're
Still none.
wrong for what they are attracted
Brody
to
said it's a
sexually.
no.
Right. Right.
He
Right.
said, I wouldn't say that.
He
What you call
said
it?
it's still gonna be. I'm gonna have to bypass on this cosmic orgasm real fast
Right.
because
At the same time, they definitely did ask
What
the
is a
question, like,
cosmic
how
orgasm?
how
Please
would, like,
explain
so
that to me.
it's like an organ, like it takes you out of your
No,
body, kind of
Yeah,
sort of like.
it's like out
sophisticated
of body.
orgasm.
Like an out of body experience. And but when they did ask the question, because even though I defended like what you're saying, Dr. Riley, when they asked, like, so if your man came to you and said, hey, I want you to peg me, or how would you do it? How would you look at them? I'm like, I wouldn't do it for free. You see, that's what I kept saying over and over. Like, I wouldn't do it for free. But you saying, but I don't know. So it's still extra pieces that's there. Like, even though I get it, but like me, like bending my man over and whatever, or he's a missionary. For me, that's just
Right.
too much. So I'm like, nah, you're gonna have to
Right.
pay me for that to happen.
But what about
Yeah.
just like a finger in the
Oh no,
prostate
I've
and
done the
just
finger thing. I
massaging it?
found with the finger thing. I'm just talking about me actually strapping up and like strapping it.
Oh yeah.
Like that just it
Yeah.
takes me well past
My
my
girl said she
level of
won't let me do it.
comfortability, especially
She
my
said
level
no.
of comfortability for free.
yeah,
You know what
nah,
I'm
my
saying?
boundaries are right there. It's a
Like
no.
She
that's
said
what
they
I'm
right,
saying about it.
that's
They
right
That's
right,
my
about
limit.
here.
this
That's a
right,
black
this
zone.
threshold.
Yeah.
Nah, nope.
Yeah, past a certain threshold, that costs money.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like
yes.
anything
That's
before that,
$1.
yeah, we can do it
It's a
Are
together.
dollar
you talking
sign.
about to a female or to a male? What are we talking about here?
Male
So
to a male.
to a male,
Oh, okay,
to a
To
male.
a male,
I'm
yeah.
saying, but to
okay,
to
yeah,
a
yeah.
male,
Male, you
and mind you, I am so firm on it. Like, that is not. I've argued down with some of my co-hosts, everything. I've
Hmm.
argued down about pegging everything else, but for me, that's
I
yeah.
just can't,
Like Lord
yeah.
said, that's my
Yeah,
limit.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I feel like it's not by any means. It's not labeled that. I don't agree that it's labeled that. But for personally, I just won't be the one. I can't be the one. I'm
She said,
sorry.
I'm not doing it. It's okay for you to do it, but
So,
it won't be something I partake in.
so Dr. Riley and Luna and the rest of the hosts in here, what you call it? How do y'all feel about your partner? That they come to you saying, hey, I would like this to be done, whatever it is, but it's something that you are not in agreement with, like that's not something that you're comfortable with. How do you feel about your partner getting that particular need met somewhere else?
That's a good question.
Professionally, that's an amazing question. Professionally, I feel like, okay, let me start by saying, after doing this job for almost 20 years, I don't believe in monogamy anymore, right? Because I do not believe that there is one person that's going to satisfy you sexually and you're going to satisfy them sexually 100%. I just don't believe that anymore, okay? However, if you have a partner that you're having sex with and they say, like, I want you to, oh my God, I don't want to get graphic. If they want something that's not, okay, we're going to say a golden shower, right? Because that's a little less graphic. And that's not something that you want to do. And that's not something that you're comfortable with doing. You have the right to say, look, no, I don't really feel like I want to pee on you today. Like, I'm just not into that. And if they say, well, I need that to be satisfied, you're going to be like, you better get out the yellow pages and start looking, because that's not going to come from me. But then you can't be mad if that person goes and finds it somewhere else. You can't say you cheated because you denied them and said you didn't want to do it, but yet they need that to feel sexually satisfied. So what is fair?
Oh,
You see what I mean? Like,
I'll cut my girlfriend's fingers off. I don't care what. If I do it, you ain't getting nowhere else.
well,
I'm
not
the
saying.
one I'm gonna button you up.
Listen, I am not saying that listen, I do not in any way condone cheating on a spouse or a partner. I mean, I don't care. I don't think anybody should, but it goes back to saying, are you going to be open-minded, both of you, both partners,
Right.
open-minded enough to say, if someone says, I want this, are you going to do it even if it's out of your comfort zone? Because if you don't do it, believe me, they will find it somewhere else. 100% they will. I have men that I've been seeing my entire career, 20 years, that come to me for the prostate massage because they've asked their partners before and they've said, I want no part of that. So they come here and they have it done. Is it cheating? I'm not doing anything sexually with them. It's not a sexual engagement, but they're getting, I've had guys with prostate issues, prostatitis and large prostates, and I talked to their spouses and said, here, I can show you how to do the prostate massage because it's healthy for them. You're going to help save their life. I don't want no part of that. I am not going in there. They can come and see you for that. So you have to figure out what is okay and what is not okay, which is a whole nother conversation that you have to have, because there are things, I mean, I've been with both men and women, and there are things that I wouldn't do with either party. I'd be like, hell to the no, thank you. So am I going to tell that person, you have to go the rest of your life and not ever experience that because I'm not comfortable doing it? Because trust, there is someone else out there that would be comfortable doing it.
Right.
So I don't know. That's the part about how I feel like no one will ever find one person that completely 1000% satisfies them. I think it should just be, I don't know, my opinion. I think you should be able to be with a guy, with a girl, with two, with three. I don't care. Everyone should have a party, but not everybody thinks that way. So I don't know. You know.
What about you, Luna? What about you?
I feel the exact same way. That's really the main reason why I stepped into living polyamorous anyway. You know, I started out living monogamous and then finding that I have so many interesting connections and interesting experiences with so many beautiful, beautiful people. You know, I work on myself to make sure I'm around and keep elevating myself to be around people that I like. You know what I mean? So why would I not find people that I am around attractive? Why do I have to act like I don't see these other 7 billion people on this planet? You know, we're all sensory beings anyway. That's what we're here to be. That's what we're here to do. So at the end of the day, who am I to shut someone's dreams down of being pegged or having golden showers if I'm not going to be the one to do it? By all means, fly, butterfly, fly. You know what I mean? Do what you got to do. But I'm still going to love you the same. I'm still going to respect you the same. I'm still going to treat you the exact same way. There's no shade and it's not cheating. I just don't feel that it is.
Golden shower,
if someone's
right.
What?
Reading the comments, I think.
Oh yeah, golden shower. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I said if you
I
get
can't
golden
see
shower,
the
don't think
comments.
none of that. You ain't getting no kisses, none of that.
Yeah, y'all
You
won't be able to
know.
see the comments in here. You would need a second device to actually be on your YouTube. We'll work on that next stream.
Oh wait.
Oh, to
where did
look
I
at
go?
both.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to like look it up and then come back to the stream.
So Luna, I wanted to ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
So living a polyamorous lifestyle, how do you separate, especially sexually? I think it's the hardest, especially for pride men.
Mm-hmm.
How do you separate, or more so, I want to ask the question: how do you get your partner to differentiate, like, okay, or not to be jealous, basically, like
Right, to not
your
be jealous.
relationship versus someone else's?
I feel like to be honest, it has to be both of your idea from the beginning. There can't be one side trying to convince the other side, because it's never going to work. You're never going to convince someone to lower their boundaries enough to let another being enjoy your energy too. That's just not going to happen unless you're already there. You know what I mean? So
Right.
as far as allowing or keeping someone from feeling jealous, it's really about what we said in the beginning as far as communication goes, being open about what is going on when it's going on. Not every moment has to be a shared moment between everybody. Sometimes we like personal situations, personal experiences. But what we do is when we talk about it, we can feel things out. And if people have questions, those questions get answered. I feel like the only time a person can really feel jealous is if they feel like they don't know what's going on, because you have question marks that aren't being fulfilled.
Yeah.
So there you go. You feel like you're not being fulfilled. So that's where the problem starts. So I feel like all in all, it's
Yeah, if you're doing-
communication is the key.
Well, that's it. You don't want to do anything behind somebody's back, but
Right.
you know, a lot of people, they feel like they're going to get judged if they say, okay, well, you won't do it, so can I go somewhere else? Oh, hell no. And then it's like,
Right.
okay, so then they're not going to ask you the next time. They're just going to go do it. Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. That's why you need to have
Yeah.
a conversation what y'all like and what y'all don't like. So
What,
you
exactly.
that way y'all don't have to get together. Cause certain things I'll be like, no, I don't even like you no more. Don't think you stay over there. You know.
That's
And I
that's
definitely
true.
agree.
Hard,
I'm not
have you
gonna
heard
go
of hard limits and soft limits?
Yes.
Are you familiar with
Yeah.
hard? Okay, so
Oh yeah.
I
No,
think
I'm not.
when people get
Can you
together,
explain it? Can you
Hard
explain it
limits
to
are-
people
Yeah.
that who may not know?
Yeah, for sure.
absolutely. I feel so. When two people get together, they should each take a piece of paper, draw a line down the center, and put hard limits, soft limits. And what that is soft limits is stuff that maybe you've tried with another partner, or maybe you've never tried, but you're willing to try. So it's like, all right, cool. Like, you want whatever, I don't know, I'm afraid I'm gonna say something that's too much, so
No, you're good. We're deep enough into the stream. Say what you
Yeah,
want.
we're good.
okay, so if someone's like,
Like
I want to have
flogging.
sex with you
What
when
about
you're on your
flogging?
period. Okay, right, there you go. Yeah, and if that's on your soft limits, that's like, all right, I maybe have never tried it, but I'm willing to, or you're a new partner, so I'm
Interested.
willing.
Mhm.
Hard limits is like hell to the no. Don't ask. Don't even think about it, because I'm never going to
Mhm.
do it. So,
Mhm.
if, as you were saying earlier, up until recently, you didn't like anal sex, that would have been on your hard limit
Hard limit.
side. That would have been like, don't even ask. But now you've had a change because it was with a different partner. So I think a hard limit and soft, plus when you sit down and to write those hard limits and soft limits, you learn a lot about yourself, because you're like, well, damn, I never really thought about that, but
Mhm.
sure, I'll give it a try. And then share it, then switch, and you read your partners and your part, and then that gives you guys kind of a guideline. Like, in the middle of this hot, heated sex thing, don't be saying, can I put it in your ass? Because
We already talked
that's
about
gonna,
that.
yeah, that's,
We
you
already
should
said,
have
so
already
shut it down.
known.
And I think one thing I would add to that is that people also have to remember that
Exactly.
we're ever evolving. You're saying so.
Mhm.
Things change, especially
Yeah.
if you're doing the same thing with one person for
Yep.
such a long time. And you tend to pick up a routine, which kind of can
Yep.
make it a little boring at times. Not everybody feels that way, but it can happen. So it's always a good chance, a good idea to always revisit what your hard limits are and what your soft
Definitely.
limits are as time
Absolutely.
goes on.
Mhm.
Because we
Absolutely.
review everything else in our lives. You saying like, am I gonna keep this car after a certain
Yeah.
amount of time? Is a warranty on everything else, but sometimes it's a warranty on what you feel sexually.
Yep.
So go back and review those terms and sign a new agreement. You saying so you have
That's
to
funny.
understand each other
Yeah.
as you grow.
It's interesting you say that, because
Yep.
when I was doing heavy intimacy directing on set, we would always, at the beginning of an intimate scene or a sexual scene, we would always go to like a drawing board. What is your red zones? What is your green zones today? Because sometimes you're feeling different a different day, like don't touch me there, or that's a red zone, or I'm okay with you touching me there, that's a green zone. And some days are not like the day before, So it's
Yep.
like,
Yep.
even outside of that type of business, we should be revisiting our own sexual desires all the time.
So
Absolutely.
you date Luna being
Mhm.
yeah, like so you do like okay, so I know you have like a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, but
Mhm.
people like do you date like do you put a number on it or is it just like whatever?
Right now, we never even talked about numbers. Numbers wasn't a thing. For sure, we always are meeting multiple people all the time, but we
Mhm.
don't. It's a certain limit. Even at that, we have boundaries.
Okay.
So as a group, I think conversation is healthy. How
Yeah.
many people are we letting in our family? How many people are we letting on our property, in our home, around our kids? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
we still have our own individual things that we all bring to the table.
Right.
So whoever passes those, there's ranks and
Right.
levels. So I feel like it's fair for people to get to know you, and it's just like
Right.
even polyamory gets a stigmatism is just because we
Yeah.
can be into anybody. It doesn't mean that we're
Right.
into anybody,
Right.
Right. Right. Right.
So it's definitely levels, but conversation and communication, that's where it all starts.
I did want to mention the fact that
Yeah.
when you was talking about, well, first I wanted to talk about what Dr. Riley said when she
Hmm.
touched on like how being in the field for so long, you're saying she does not believe in monogamy, and so I think we've also spoke about before, like everybody's kind of stance on monogamy and what is poly and what can be defined as we spoke about this before in our lives and also on our podcast. Like my view on it, honestly speaking, like I do believe in monogamy, but I just don't think it's for everyone. I think that was also a self-taught thing. You're saying as time went
Right.
on, and we kind of broke it down. You're saying even the marriage and all those things, in regard to the poor versus the wealthy at the time and what they were doing and why certain things happened. We touched on that. So I do believe monogamy is there, but it's not for everybody. And I do think that being poly it's seen in a negative light, but it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be seen in a negative light. And a lot of people don't understand a lot of reasons why they are against it is mainly because of religion, not because of their own stance, because they haven't really took time to really look at it. Because I
Yeah.
don't equate love to sex or sex to love, which is why I don't
Exactly.
feel
Right.
if someone
Exactly.
sleeps with somebody else, one
I'm
else,
the
that
same
takes away
exact
their
way.
love for me.
For me,
Or
yep.
if I slept with someone else, that takes my love for them. You saying I've been in
Unconditional
open
is
relationships.
unconditional. That's
Yeah,
how
like
I feel about love.
I've been in open relationships
Hmm.
before, and I've asked some people, some guys that are really against it,
Hmm.
so I consider myself more like, hopefully I'm saying the word right. I consider myself more polyandrous than
Okay.
polyamorous, what you call it. So I personally just feel like I deserve two husbands, just like
Hmm.
over it.
Hmm.
Like I just feel like I deserve that. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
that's you. I'm
That's
out here. You know what I'm
wild.
You
saying?
get
What's
it.
up with
That's
you?
wild.
You
For
So
me,
what's
it's
up?
more
yeah.
so a tribe thing. I like the feeling, and I'm very much into women, just as much I'm very much into men. So I feel like, why do I have to choose? I feel like I deserve to not have to choose. I
And
deserve to
that's how
not
I
have to make a
personally feel as
choice.
well. And I feel like, and for a long time, since I started, having sex, you know what I'm saying, like,
Mhm.
and think about relationships, I never really wanted to be in a relationship. You say I was in relationships because that's what the
That's
norm
what they was
was.
comfortable, right?
You say, and that's
Exactly.
what and so, and all the time, and I'm like, I don't want to believe it. I would say that I continuously for years. I never understood why, because at the time there was no label for that. There was no
Uh-huh.
label for like you wanted to date multiple people at the same time. So I didn't know that. It was to now later on that I understand that, like, I'm not alone in that aspect, and
Right.
that I'm not less of a woman, or
For
that
not
I'm
right.
trying
Yeah.
to be
Right.
a man because I say that I want more than one male partner. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Or that
Hmm.
I'm not saying that the person I'm with is lesser than or anything else like that. It's just how I personally feel. Like do not, I personally do not believe that I can be monogamous. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
I
right.
personally feel like I will be more comfortable in a polyamorous relationship or
Hmm.
polydangerous relationship, which call it like, and like you said, the whole sense of a tribe and a village, investing our money and buying some land where we can
For
live together
sure.
but separately. You're saying that we're
Literally.
building businesses, all these things, and
Yep.
we're raising a family. The kids are never without love because they
Ever.
always have someone there. You're
Yep.
saying besides their biological parents that loves them
Hmm.
unconditionally with no strings attached. You're saying whether
Hmm.
we end up parting ways as friends and we still live, like you're just pretty much like my neighbor if that was to
Right.
happen, but there's no love lost, there's no nothing, which goes. So that's how I've always viewed it now. But I've been
Exactly.
in different like polyamorous groups, and it's
Hmm.
like the way they talk about women that want more than one male partner is
It's
ridiculous.
crazy. It is. It really, and it does get out of hand. You know what I mean? And it's like everybody is talking on, the equality of who love is love is love is love, until it comes to being physical, sharing physical intimacy, sharing emotional intimacy. Like, those things are heavy, and people don't understand until they get to those pages. When you're not feeling that you're 100%, and your anchor partner is having a great time, out and about with one of your lovers. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Obviously, as women and as people in general, you feel a little bit self-confident, it's a security thing. So that's why communication and talking about how you're feeling is key. You can let somebody know, hey, I didn't feel so good about X, Y, and Z happening. Have those words, because you walking around, everybody's gonna feel you anyway.
Right.
Everybody's gonna feel the
Right.
cold, the chill, the whole
Yeah.
vibe shift. Everyone's gonna feel it. So speak on how you're feeling, and just understand that you're never without. You're not left out. You're not without love. You're not without any of the shared experience, and none of that. It's just speaking on those things. That is what's healing, and that's what's more that's what's freeing in the whole situation.
I was just thinking how anytime you go outside of what the American dream is, right? And when I say that,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you graduate high school, you go to college, you meet a girl, you buy a house, you get married, you have a baby, you get a dog, you get a white picket fence, and then you work till you're 65. Okay. That's what people think is the norm, because that's what has
Mm-hmm.
gone on for so many years, that that's what everyone's supposed to do. And if you do anything outside of that, have a boyfriend and a girlfriend, or have two husbands, or, whatever, then it's not accepted in society. But who in the world is the one who said that whole get married, have a baby, follow what everybody else, where divorce rate is 50%? So all these people that are doing this monogamous, getting married, having a baby, blah, 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 that society says, they end up divorced, where the people who are free to love who they want, do what they want, both have 5 girlfriends, 10 husbands, whatever you want, those people are a lot more happier, and they're not in that divorce rate of the 50% and over, because
That is
they're not
true.
following what society says, but they're living a much happier life, where you got all these other miserable people that are
For
doing what
sure.
society says. Yeah.
It's the
So
stress factor.
I agree.
Yeah, me
I agree
personally,
and disagree at
judge
the same
nobody on how
time.
they live. Like, if you're not in their bedroom, why the hell are you judging them? Like, why do you even care? Like, you're not sleeping with
Yes,
them people. Why do you care?
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? As long as it's not
Absolutely.
bothering me or affecting my kids, I'm fine. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
absolutely.
that's just very for real. We're at an adult event. We're doing adult things. Why are you minding them people business? Mind your business and go on with your business.
Look,
You ain't paying them people bills.
the reason why I agree and like disagree, 'cause I feel like the rate with like divorce is much higher now because I don't really think that people are looking for marriage. They're
True.
either looking for
True.
a partner to help split
True.
bills, or they're
Right.
looking for a wedding, or they're looking to reach a goal. Before, people were getting married because they genuinely wanted to, wanted a marriage to grow old with this person. A lot of people have
Right.
already. It's so materialistic nowadays, where that big wedding is really what you want, not the partner. Because some people are having those big weddings, and then a year later they're gone. You saying?
Yep.
And then they could check it off their
Yep.
list. Like I was married before. You know what I'm saying? So like
Yep.
it's like a
Yep.
check mark. Like if people genuinely go
Yep.
into marriage with the mentality that this is my partner for life, and this is both partners talking. You know what I'm saying? Not just one saying they hope this for a partner. Like I said, yeah, I'll be there for you until da 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 da. Or woman, I'll be there
Yeah.
for you till da 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 da. You're saying if we remove all those da 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 da's out there, and it's just solely because you want to be this person, you see this person
Right.
beyond anything else. This is your best friend. This is your confidant. This is the person that you're gonna ride with to the wheels full of. If you're going in with that mentality towards marriage, your marriage is not gonna fail. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because
Right.
you have that open line. People don't have that because they're not marrying their friends. They're not marrying the person that learned their body sexually. They're just
Hmm.
marrying somebody that
Right.
just want to marry them back.
Yeah, it's that struggle
Right.
mentality. It's that, oh, I need to make sure I have somebody that I can fall back on, or else
Like,
I
even
won't,
me,
and I'm
for
gonna be
example, like
lost.
I got married for money and I was miserable. This man paid all
Mm,
my bills, we did everything, but we didn't like go out and date and do things like that. I was miserable. And he
yep.
was paying all the
Yeah.
bills. So it was like,
You
for
still
me,
weren't
money's
happy.
not everything, because if you don't have that love part, that mental part with that person, it just don't mean nothing.
It's nothing. Nothing. You need
Right.
that connection. It's that emotional connection.
Yeah.
I think the other part too is nowadays people don't have to put as much into a relationship, because if you get frustrated with someone or if you're done with them, you can find someone else, maybe not to marry, but you can find someone else within a half an hour by just going on the internet. So
Mhm.
people
Listen, you
don't
can
put
find
Accessi-
somebody
much
else,
into
you
a
can never
accessible.
find another Nelly. Just
It's
know that
it's
one of them
accessibility.
one.
right. right. You don't
It's
have
an
to
instant
put
gratification. Yeah, the instant gratification. Oh, we not cool right now. Oh, I could just hop online and find somebody else that can
Yep.
talk to me real quick or
But
can
don't
date
y'all
me
love
real
when they
quick.
go and talk to that person, and then when they want to come back, stay where you thought it was green, baby. You thought it was green over there.
Right.
Stay right there. Stay right there.
right.
So,
right.
Because I feel like if it was meant for me, it wasn't meant to leave. Like if you leaving, you keep going up there, bitch, go. It wasn't meant for me to be in my life. Period.
Mhm.
so,
So can I
Dr.
answer
Riley,
this
from
question?
you
Yeah,
can
do
see
you want
it.
me to answer?
For the link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Cool. You can see it.
I have my
Yeah.
iPad over here so I can see
You
it.
got you.
So why
That's
do
smart. I'm
women
gonna do that to mine.
why do women feel why do women feel pain during sex and after sex? It could be a lot of different things, but it could also be if you have endometriosis, if you have cysts on your ovaries, if you have a smaller cervix, if you're, doing positions that your body is. I mean, there's a lot of reasons, but for example, before I had my full hysterectomy, sex was extremely painful, and it was because I had endometriosis. So it could be something with your lady parts in there, or it could be maybe if your partner is a little bigger and you're not using enough lube, that could definitely obviously cause pain. I guess it depends on what kind of pain that you're asking about. You said feeling pain during sex or after sex. So can you elaborate as to like, is it in your ovaries? Is it in, like where are you feeling the pain and what kind of pain are you feeling?
I
Because
think
I
that
like
a
a
lot
little
of guys.
chokehold, a little smack on the butt. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to be.
Right, that's the pain I'm
I
into.
want my legs cramping a little bit, maybe leaning to the side. But I don't want my coochie cat hurting and stuff. You ain't gonna be really down in
I
there.
think a lot of us as guys, especially in our younger years, I don't know about y'all now. I hope y'all grew up by now, but a lot of guys think that pain for a woman or if she's sore after or whatever, it means you did a good job. So I think maybe that's what their question is alluding to.
Yeah,
like,
no.
does that mean I did a good job? Or
What's crazy?
Nope.
I had that
Not at
conversation
all.
the other day. Even like during sex, when a girl is running, some guys think that it's because they're doing a good job, but technically it's because she's trying to resituate you or just like trying to make sure she's comfortable.
Listen, if you don't see them legs shake like an earthquake,
right?
yeah,
Right.
that little shiver here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing it right, baby.
Yeah, that's communication. Again,
Yes.
communication. If it's hurting, tell them. If you're not comfortable, say something.
Yes.
Yep. Because when my girlfriend do her
Definitely.
little swivel, she thinks she got a dick. If she doing her little swivel, I'll be like, okay, you trying to do something. You know what I'm saying?
She went, honey, that's not it, honey. No.
I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree because, like, I think for a long time, like Brody said, like men were taught, like, saying you supposed to be like giving it to
You're
the,
supposed to, yeah.
trying to break down
Right.
walls, and then women we were taught like in order for you to be a good sex partner, you supposed to be able to just take it without complaint.
Without
And
nothing.
Right. You ain't about that. I don't mind that. I ain't about that. Me and
Honey very much is not that type of person. Let me let you know
No.
right now. I don't agree to get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay,
on, like,
period.
like you
I am
saying,
not
like,
a masochist at all.
you were saying, like, we have to.
Period.
There's certain levels to that, so therefore, like, we have to talk that out. You're saying we have to say something. I'm not going to sit there for multiple times. I think besides the time when I first started having sex, and like I said, we were taught that that's what you want to do. I think after, like, the first 2 years of me having sex, I
Just
definitely
like,
was
nah.
no,
What
you're not doing it
Hold
right.
up.
Get somebody else to do it because it's not gonna be me. Say, I'm sorry. If I'm not enjoying it, you ain't gonna enjoy it either. I promise you, it's not happening.
Nope. This a mutual situation, baby. Mutual situation.
I wanted to ask a question based off something Chanel said earlier. Well, just a second ago, she talked about how her partner was using the strap on. She thinks she got a real one. Do y'all think?
No. Wait, we don't use strap on. I was like, no. You know what I'm saying? You know how you give your partner that little turn on signal? You know what I'm saying? She just do a little swivel like that. I'm like, yeah, baby, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna ask this question anyway because it let my mind.
I really don't use toys like that. Not
So-
Neither do I.
Do y'all think that? Oh, damn! None of the girls even do it. But do y'all think that by them not actually being able to feel the toy that they're not as good, like they don't know what they're really doing to you. They kind of just guessing.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that inhibits their ability?
No.
Of course you go.
You
Of course
know
you
what
got
you're
something
doing.
to
You
say.
gotta learn how to work in the coochie cat. Like if
Honey,
you
give
had
it
a
to
whole
you
bunch
right,
of
baby.
coochie
Yeah,
cats,
say,
you know how
honey,
to
give it
work
to
the
you right.
coochie
You know what I'm
cat.
saying? Because I'm more mindful of the fact that because I know that it is a toy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm gonna make sure I'm more careful. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, I think that still goes back to what we were taught that if you are the
Don't trust her,
person being
ladies.
the
Don't trust her, ladies.
penetrator, you're saying that you like if you're the penetrator, you're supposed to be slamming and doing that stuff to show that you're doing the
Doing
thing.
it
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah.
But as a person that's already learned myself that that's not what I like. You
Right.
saying?
So you're not about to
And
do that to other people.
I'm not gonna do that to another person. I'm gonna be
Right.
extra careful because I can't feel. You saying
Mhm.
because I can't feel, I'm gonna make sure it's good. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? And
And
fellas,
then
once
these long,
again,
extra 12-inch extra dicks
for
that
the
don't
low,
even be
hit
like
me
a
up.
normal thing. Like, come
Right
on,
out here.
who's doing all that? That's too much. That's too much. That's too much.
I'm joking.
Right.
She's like, what you doing with all that? What you doing?
It's like,
Really?
what are we
Like, come
doing
on.
here?
What are
Like
we doing
that?
here?
That's bigger than what's the normal thing. Like you ain't about to break my little coochie cat down. No, you can have my stuff.
Because you want to play
inside out.
around.
So I'm definitely
Y'all play
about
too
to
much.
lead
You better
into
put
the
that
next
back. You better
question.
put that back.
I would like all the ladies to answer because that just I know all the guys in the comments want to know.
Yeah.
Does size matter?
Okay.
Go.
Does
what?
size matter?
No,
The
it
size
doesn't.
matter.
You
Go.
I
gotta-
feel like
Hurry
it
up.
does.
It's the motion in the ocean, baby.
I
The
feel like
motion
it
in the
matters.
ocean.
And the motion matters because you can have a big one and not know how to do anything with it. So it both
And you
matters.
can have a
You know what I
nice
mean?
size one and know how to work it. It
That's
just
true.
depends.
That's very true. But I know that, if I had a preference, I'm definitely going to go for the one that's larger than the one that's not.
It depends for me. It
That's just
depends
me
on what
personally.
is bigger than the other because I don't need no big, large, colossal son. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
No,
You don't need
no.
nothing monstrous. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? I don't need no monster 10-inch. I have big 10-inch. Like what? Who?
I'm good.
What you think, honey?
What you can't ain't that big. You know what I'm saying? It's just about this big. I can't. No. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. You ain't hurting my little stuff. I likes it. I likes to play with it. You ain't gonna bust it down.
She's
Okay,
definitely
well,
real
statistically,
upfront.
just saying a statistic, a statistic is that almost 70% of women want 6 inches and below.
That's statistics, yeah.
That's what they
Now, I don't know
prefer.
about the 6 inches
That
and below. I can say
statistic.
6 inches and a little above. I don't below. Where you going here? Like
Yeah.
pinky winkers?
She said
Those are
and
good.
below. I don't know about the and below
And
part.
below.
like
Right.
they took it too far at the end of below.
Wait, what's the end of
Like,
below?
what movie is
How
that?
low we
In
talking
Below.
about
That's a
Georgia?
movie.
Where's below? What we talking about here? This below or this below?
So
Right,
ladies, let me
right,
ask you another question. Let me ask you another question.
This
Wait, can I answer
below.
before we go to the other question? Because I didn't
Yeah.
even answer.
Go ahead.
I personally feel like, honestly speaking, out here, fellas, let Goddess Honey Cocoa B, and the B stands for beige, let you know that your body is perfect the way it is. Okay, just like all vaginas look different, penises look different in
Yes, they
shape,
do.
size, and girths. So there's somebody out there for you. Okay,
Yes.
now for
Yep.
me, if you have a really small penis, you not for me. Now, if you have a really large penis, you not for me. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay. You see, it's okay. Some things are for people, and some things are not. You see, but I feel like you're perfect in every way that you are. You see, and
That's
there's
right.
nothing wrong with that, and no one
That's
should
right.
shame you for what you have or what you don't have.
That's right,
not
baby.
fair.
Let's go.
That's right.
Right, right.
That's right.
Yo, baby.
Well,
Let 'em
guys,
know.
guys can't have, guys cannot have an
gotta
addictomy
love it.
surgery.
Gotta
You know, like
Mm-mm.
they can't. Guys can just go. Women can get bigger boobs, bigger butts,
Woo.
everything else. Guys can't go in and say, "Can you add a little dick to me, please?" Like
love
I just want to be,
You know
you know,
what?
a couple
They sure
inches
can.
longer.
That's why you gotta pull out. You know what I'm saying? The tongue always works. Good
I will
fellas,
be
you know what I'm saying? If your
done.
thing ain't thinking, pull out that tongue. You
I
know what
will
I'm saying?
be
Make sure
done
them
with the
lips is
world.
working it up.
When
You know what I'm
that
saying?
type of
Be all
plastic
set.
surgery
Be
come
all
out,
set.
I'm quitting. I'm just gonna quit. Like,
They
just
have
all
penis
y'all
enlargement
just
surgeries.
yeah,
They do have
just
they do have
Right.
penis enlargement surgeries. I knew
really
somebody I knew they was
lingam
looking into
surgery.
doing it.
Yeah,
So
they
what more
actually
It's
can you
not very
get?
common.
in my older patients,
It's
they
not.
have this stick. I never knew that they have sticks in their thingies that keeps it so that their dick doesn't go down, like it stays hard all the time. Yeah, they
What?
have this little stick that stays in their thing, and it stays like that all the time. Like their dick never really goes down. It's always hard. hmm
That
Oh my
sounds
god,
scary.
I'm serious.
that
I'm
sounds
Do
serious.
they have the pump?
terrifying.
Yeah,
Is
they
there
have this
They
little
go to
stick
sleep
put
and
in,
they still
so
got a hard
it
on.
just goes up. Yeah.
Wow.
but there's a little pump in the testicle sac, right? And they can squeeze it and it'll help them go up. Because so for example, if a guy
What?
gets his prostate removed, he's not going to get another erection
Right.
because they cut
Got
through
it.
all the nerve endings. So
Yeah.
Ooh, I
a lot
want
of
that.
guys will get like the little pump, and they have like this, you know, like a dog squeaker toy. That's
Yeah,
what it
yeah, yeah.
reminds me of.
Ooh,
It'll
Wow.
be
doctor, they
like
might
this
as well
little
cut off their
pump
thingy
inside the
after that.
testicles, and they can just blow it up. Yeah, guys. Yeah, it's
Wow.
very sad.
Wow.
Doctor,
That's
they
like
don't
your
got
whole
no
Wow.
feeling
manhood.
after that,
Yeah.
so they just might as well cut off the whole thing. Shoot,
Oh no,
what
no,
you
cut the
gonna
whole
do?
thing off. No,
She's
cut
oh
that
no
thing
Like,
off.
no
what you
no
gonna
no.
do with nothing? You can't even feel that. No. I need some
Be a man
feeling.
still. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna still be a
Yeah,
adult
you still.
male. That's what,
If I was a guy, I'll pump it up. You know what I'm saying? Like you
pump,
saying, obviously that
pump,
surgery
Yo,
pump,
was
word, word, baby.
necessary. It was necessary to life. You know what I'm saying? They
just
obviously had
blaze.
to get it done for a reason. So like but I'm always
I'll pump it
mindful.
up.
You see, I'm always mindful for because there's a lot of things that people have to go through that's outside of their control.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
true.
So I'm always trying to be
I'm trying to
mindful of
find
like
some wood to knock
That
on,
is
so I never
true.
had that problem. Hold on.
That is
Mhm.
true. That
Knock on
is
It's
some
true.
not,
wood.
I'll pump it up for me. Yo,
Yeah, I just
I'm
pump it
done
up.
with you, baby. I'm
Oh
done.
my
You
god.
Brema said something in the comments, Dr. Riley. I wanted to ask your opinion on that. He said that his wife
Excuse me.
cries every time they have intercourse. I don't know if he's trying to allude to like the size thing or he's trying to say
Wait,
it's some
say
type of
that
reason.
again. You were cutting out.
I'm sorry, Brema in the comments said that his wife
What?
cries every time after intercourse. So I wanted to kind of get your idea on that. Do you think? I mean, we're
Where
not.
did that? Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, he said I have been married for 6 years now, but anytime I have sex with my wife, she keeps crying all the time.
We need
He just
context.
said,
Okay,
Is
well,
that during, after?
I mean, is she crying when you're penetrating her, or is she
Right.
just crying because she's having to have sex with you? Like, I mean, not me, but I'm saying like, no, but I
Because
mean,
it's
some
like,
women
dad, like,
hear
damn, I
sex
have
like
sex,
that.
or is it like,
Some,
ooh, that sex was so good, like,
Right. I've dropped a tear
you gotta
before.
know what's the.
yeah. So
Because
I
you know
mean,
you got
are
that
you
one
doing
tear
it?
in your eye when you know you about to get that good nose. You know what I'm saying? Get that one. You
You're
know
like,
what
hold
I'm
up,
saying?
hold
And
up.
then she just,
There
that's
might
kind
be
of weird.
multiple
You
reasons.
crying after
Are
we just
you?
did, you better put a smile on your face.
yeah, Brema, give us some
Yeah,
context
I
of
mean,
what's
Yeah, we
has
need
going
she
on.
said?
context.
Yeah, has she said why she's crying? I mean, is it pain? Is it because, you're going too deep, or is it because a position is hurting her? Like, you
I
gotta,
had a
I
girlfriend
don't
that was
know.
very
I don't,
emotional and she cried
I mean,
every
I
time.
wouldn't,
And she's crying because it's beautiful. Like, the
yeah,
sex
Yeah,
was
like
so
she was
you
just
good,
could,
boy.
yeah.
very
Oh my
emotional. It's
God.
just a lot
Yo,
going
I'm
Yeah,
on.
dead.
we need
I'm
more
dead.
like Dr. Riley and Brody said, we
Yeah.
need
More context.
more context to that to even
Yeah,
answer it
more,
because
definitely.
it could be
'Cause I
a
don't
medical
know.
thing if it's none of those things. If she's not crying with
Yeah,
joy or whatever, it could be something medical. Maybe she needs to see a doctor, you know what I'm
Right?
saying? Or
yeah,
maybe and if it's because maybe she doesn't want
yeah,
to have sex with
absolutely.
you, then that's something that y'all have to work on
That's a
as a couple to
communication
find
thing.
out
Yeah.
what's
It's
going
like,
on there because you know.
Especially
Mhm.
since
Or
that's your
maybe
wife. You
you're not
definitely want to do
Right.
doing,
some research.
yeah,
Right, right,
absolutely.
right.
nobody wants to have sex with someone that's just going to lay there and cry. I mean, that's not going to be you're not going to enjoy it.
He says
I
yes
hope
when
you're not
penetrating.
Right,
enjoying
like
it.
afterwards, you feel like, dang, did I do something to them or something? Like you don't feel
I
like
couldn't
you
even
Yeah.
get
hurt
to
them or
that
something. I
afterwards.
don't
Like I
know.
couldn't even finish if it was like a
That'll
woman
weird me
crying and
out.
I was sleeping with. There is no afterwards. I'm not into it now. We gotta talk about what you're crying about. 'Cause
Exactly.
Right.
I don't get how
Okay,
some guys
so-
can be like that. We'll finish afterwards. Like it's over.
So
the
You're
the
like,
mood is
now
good.
I'm now no longer in
Penetrating
my
her.
sexual mentality. Now I'm worried about what it is that I've done.
Right. But go ahead, Riley. You want to answer the question for Abrima?
Right. So
Oh yeah,
you
he
say
said yeah
when
when penetrating.
well, it says when penetrating her.
Mhm.
So are you using enough lube? What is the size of your penis? Are you doing it in a position like doggy style hurts women? Really sometimes can hurt women because of the angle
Mhm.
that it's going down. So I mean, you
Mhm.
have to, are you dry? Are you giving it a dry run where you're not getting it moisture, or if you're using spit, that's going to dry up quickly. So you need to find a good lube. And there's like
Mhm.
things like size 12. She's, a 4-foot girl who's probably got there's like a lot of different reasons it could be. So most of it, I would think, is you're not connecting someone. You know what I mean? Like you're not communicating. If it's every single time that you're having sex, she's crying. That's not
Yeah. 'Cause
communicating
tears
about
usually mean
something.
that your body's releasing
Maybe she's
something that
afraid
you're
to
not
tell you.
doing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. 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 So you need to pull out, stop penetrating, and ask her, what is it that's happening right now in this moment that is causing you to cry? What can I do differently? Or what can you do? Or what can we do? I mean, you got to communicate about it, because she's not enjoying something. I don't feel like she just loves it so much that she's in tears every single time.
Yeah, that's hard to believe.
I don't know.
That's for like 6
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, since you brought it up, and I think it's a good segue, Doc. The importance of lube, and also, don't you have like a product that you created that is a lubricant that you might want to go into? Kind of explain that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So, because I do a lot of prostate massages, I had to find something that I could go in and not have to keep pulling out and putting back in, because it's uncomfortable for the guy. So many years ago, over 10 years ago, I started making a product, and it's called Monkey Milk, and it's a silicone based lube, but it's safe to use with any toy, even silicone toys. And because it's a silicone, bacteria cannot adhere to silicone, so I don't have to worry about any risk of infection or anything. And you go in once and it's amazing. I don't have to keep going in and out. So yeah, and it's got like a lotion texture, so it stays right where you put it. It's the only one on the market like it, which is kind of cool. But yeah, it works well, and it's edible. I mean, it's organic, it's vegan, it's hypoallergenic. So yeah, it's got a lot of benefits to it.
Definitely,
Yep.
if you can,
Yep.
when you get a chance, put your link to your website and where we could actually purchase Monkey Milk in the comments so people could check it out. Abrima, that might be something that can help you and your
Hold
wife.
on,
It might be.
I'll go get it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, she'll
Give
put
me
it
a
on
second.
screen
I'll go
so you
get
can
it,
see
and
it.
then I'll show it to you.
But this might be something that you can
Yeah.
order for your wife that will help during that
Mhm.
situation. And while we're waiting for that,
Yeah,
Lex, I want to ask you a
absolutely.
question
Mm-hmm.
because you were just talking about how tears typically mean you're releasing something from the body.
Mm-hmm.
People typically look at tears as a bad thing. Are they always releasing
A
something negative,
weakness.
or
No, tears aren't necessarily releasing negativity. It's just a release. Sometimes your body is just so stored up, and we're made up of over 70% of water, even more so, So it's just like, what else are we going to do but release water, So people don't think, they put so many labels on if you're a crier or not a crier. Some people are just very comfortable in just letting it out, and some people aren't so. But at the end of the day, it's not about
Yeah.
negativity. It's just your body doing its natural thing to release what it's got to release. That's it. Don't be afraid to cry.
even for men? So if you saw your man crying just random, Would it
No, I'd
all ladies?
obviously
Would
be
it affect them?
concerned. I'd be concerned, like, how can I help? Obviously, I want to tend and aid and nurture because that's the type of person that I am. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to treat you different because you cry.
Right.
It's natural.
I
Right.
definitely
Just a
feel that.
natural thing.
So I teach
So my,
Tantra.
Mhm.
I teach
Hmm.
Tantra to a lot of guys. And a lot of times when they're going through a Tantra session, their energy and they will dig up stuff that
Release.
sometimes guys didn't even know they had. And they will just burst out in tears and start crying. And they're like, oh my God, is this normal? I'm like, 100% normal.
That's
Okay,
interesting
so
because,
here's, yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, no, it's just because guys are afraid to cry. And I'm like, no, like it's okay, especially in Tantra, because you kind of, it's like a soul searching kind of like going inside yourself to find a little bit about you.
Mhm.
Okay, so this
Dr.
is
Riley, can you
Monkey
give us a
Milk.
little insight? Oh, good. I can finish. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah,
That's
I
her
was actually,
product. She would. Mm.
if would you give us a little insight into like what tantra is, what is and also like an example of what they would do in like a session with you, so on their journey if they
yeah,
want to go down that path.
sure. So let me start by saying there are several different ways to do Tantra. Tantra is, thousands of years old. It originated as a Hindu thing, and it's very much about a sexual awakening, learning yourself sexually, emotionally, physically. But there's so many different types of Tantra that, it's crazy. There's Tantra surrogates, there's Tantra, goddesses. When I started doing it, I specifically focus on the lingam and the prostate massage because that's healthy for the guys. That's what teaches them to overcome erectile dysfunction or premature ejaculation. It gets them in touch with having multiple orgasms versus just the ejaculation. But I mean, there's so many different types of tantra. It's crazy. As a matter of fact, I moved down to California from New York for a year in 2014, and I kept getting these crazy calls, and I was like, what is going on? People are like, oh, how much to stay the night with you? How much did it take you to dinner? I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, I learned in California, there's many more tantra surrogates there. So I was like, oh, I can't play with the big girls. I got to go back to the East Coast because it's just not something that I do. But there is no wrong tantra. It's just a matter of what works for each specific person, like what they're looking for. But yeah, no, I didn't make it in that. I couldn't. I mean, it's just not what I've done for 20 years. I just years ago before I started teaching tantra, I was working with couples, and I realized that there's two issues in marriages: sex and money are pretty big issues. So I was like, okay, you can't change someone's financial situation overnight, So I thought, let me head down the sex side of it. So then it was like, women and men were having issues with premature ejaculation or erectile dysfunction or all this stuff. So I kind of went down that side of it and just sort of incorporated the tantra into that. So I also have a nonprofit prostate cancer prevention awareness foundation because my goal specifically has been teaching men about their bodies as well as working and stuff with couples. So you can see me for many different reasons. I guess I forgot to mention, I also see women and men, but I guess it's about equal on each side, who have been molested, abused, raped, any type of sexual trauma. I also work with those type of people to, help them overcome it, not overcome it, but deal with it and learn and be able to carry on a healthy relationship after, coming to terms and understanding what happened to them and why. Sometimes there's not a why it happened, but so um, yeah, that's another kind of issue that I definitely work with. And it's with anybody. I guess going back to what we were talking about with the orgasms and women not being able to orgasm, a lot of times if they've been molested or abused or violated in any kind of way, that can also stop a woman from being able to orgasm. So it might be a different other area you've got to look at, if that's an issue that you're having. And some women, sadly enough, and men don't even know if a lot of times they wake up in their 50s or 60s and be like, oh my gosh, I was molested or I was abused, and they didn't know it. And they didn't know why they couldn't have a healthy relationship. And then just kind of is after a while. So yeah, that's the sad part of not sad, but the side of what I do that gets me very emotional, working with people who have had to kind of learn that.
And we thank you for that. You're saying, because that's something that's not talked about, especially in the male community, especially in regard to like female.
Oh, yeah.
You're saying like
Yep.
them being the tours. You're saying versus it adverse, and it's not spoke about a lot. And I know at one point in our podcast we are going to talk. Are going to approach that subject. Actually, I think it's coming up on Tuesday on our Instagram page where we're going to be talking about that as well. So we thank you for your outreach in that community, because there's so many people who have been victims to that, and it's something that needs to be talked about.
That's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful.
Luna, I wanted to ask you something about that, because I know you work in a similar field and have worked with people with like childhood issues and trauma. What kind of tools or advice would you give to people that can't build relationships because they have trauma that they haven't healed?
So for anything trauma based is starting at the root of why you're feeling how you're feeling. So basically everything is going to start with you yourself.
Right.
Yes, obviously I'm all for, outreach. I'm all for therapy. I'm all for all these things. But if it's just yourself in a room, you want to know how it is that you can calm yourself right at that moment. So what I would say to begin with anything is start with breath. Figure out how to be mindful. Is mindful breathing. So it all starts with, that correlates to different parts of your body, which correlates to different things that is going on with your life. Like if you have pain in your chest, that goes on to, things that are tied to your heart, tied to your emotions. If you have pain in your throat, it's tied to, you speaking out, speaking boldly about yourself, being confident. Everything is tied to, what did we say? These chakras, energetic fields inside of your body. So that's all tied to that. So for me, what I would say to start with breath, start with where in your body you're feeling these things. That's going to tie you into the traumas that you've been feeling and things that you need to embrace, as far as either journaling or speaking to someone else about it, or just having an experience that's going to switch that up for you. Like, for instance, I know people who have abandonment issues. That's one of their inner child situations. They've been left out. They've been left out of friendships. They've been left out of relationships. They've been left out of, relationships with their parents, with being called on or chosen, just period. Some people just have abandonment issues. So the thing is you have to include yourself. Do things that you love to do, but include yourself. Now, as an adult, you have that chance to reparent yourself. Make sure that you get what it is that you need. So if you are feeling left out of things, include yourself into groups and into events and into communities that you can feel inclusive about. Because more and more you'll start to feed that inner child, and more you'll start to attract people that aren't going to let you ever feel left out, and let you ever feel like you can't count on someone or be able to depend on someone. But it all starts at the root. It all starts at where you pinpoint where you're feeling hurt or where you're feeling lost. So all in all to say, it all starts at the root. And I feel like start at breath, start at accountability and self-awareness.
So let me ask you one more question, because I know I've had conversations with you personally. And one thing that you do say that I do feed into a lot is individualism, like being able to be an individual, rely on yourself for your needs, and not putting so much responsibility on your partner or other people to bear your weight.
Right.
How do you balance that, as well as a relationship where you feel as though you could be vulnerable to somebody or depend on them completely?
Oh, definitely.
What do you mean bear your weight? Like weight? What do you mean? Like dead weight?
Like when you down, you expect them to make you happy, or like you hungry, you expect them to feed you. Like whatever needs you have, you expect your partner to fulfill.
Right. Like, how do you see yourself out of that, or how can you find balance within that? And I feel like that's communication.
I don't got no balance, baby.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. What we eating? No, I understand, but at the same time, like it's about communication. What is it that you need? Closed mouth do not get fed, especially not around me.
Okay, so
So
I'm
you need to let me know what's going on. But at the end of the day, you should never. That's when you start to learn about not expecting the person to do it. There's always leave room for miracles, always leave room to be pleasantly surprised, but at the end of the day, don't feel hurt or don't feel judged or don't feel looked over if the person doesn't just jump to your
well,
aid,
my
because
feelings get hurt if
that
she don't
right.
cook for me one little breakfast, one missed breakfast, and I feel like my feelings hurt, and she trying to pick up. That's how.
What, you want to leave me? No.
Y'all go like, you won't cook me breakfast. You cook somebody else breakfast. Like, nah.
What's going on here?
That's understood, but still, it's communication. You gotta be like, what's up? What's going on? I got one pancake less than I did yesterday. What's going on?
Yeah, the first day. Now you gotta keep cooking. Now you can't just in the middle. You know,
right?
You gotta keep this together.
I do. I feel like that's the balance in that. Mm-hmm.
No, but it's all about it with your partner.
Can I
Like
something?
my girl really like cooking for me, so it's it's something she does.
Go ahead, Doc.
I want to say something that Luna, right? Oh, I can't see your guys' names on here, so they're so tiny. I got to get my glasses out. But one thing I think that, hey, I'm getting old. I've noticed I got to wear glasses. So
I'm telling you, girl. I'm telling you, that's how it be.
I know. Now, so going back to what you said about like talking and being able to verbalize and not keeping, one technique that I teach people, some like who have been in bad situations, abused, molested, or in a domestic violent relationship, and they're very like closed in and they just don't know how to speak out to people. Something that really is beneficial, even though journaling is great because it gets your thoughts out. Another thing is to find an online chat area or group, even on Facebook. I don't care if it's about knitting or cars or bow and arrows or whatever. And then start communicating with people through the keyboard. Just start interacting in groups and stuff like that. So that, because what that does is you're not being judged. You're not in front of anybody. So you're not having to see somebody, but it's actually getting you out there and it's letting you express things. Even though it's on the computer, it's still, you're engaging and you're
you froze for a second.
Still trying to put you in a situation. Oh, I'm sorry. You're putting yourself in a situation to interact with other people.
Yes.
And for a lot of people, that needs to start just even on the internet behind a keyboard, just so that you can start, like speaking it and conversating, and then it can go turning into like how that's going to happen if you see someone at the grocery store. Hi, have a great day, whatever. But some people are so bottled up inside themselves, yes, that they don't know how. So I feel like a great way to do that is by engaging in a group somewhere on something, and just starting there is a great beginning to be able to bring out stuff.
I agree,
right,
especially if it's something you're well versed on or something that you have a very good opinion or topic about. You'll feel even better when people are agreeing and helping you with your ideas or your words or shared experiences. So that's fulfilling. It feels good.
This was a really great conversational podcast. I like this out here. We are out here, okay, today.
You all ready?
Today was very professional. Like, I was really not coming, you know what I'm saying? But my friends got me here, you know what I'm saying, loving on me. They got me here because I was really feeling down, but the love they poured on me, you know what I'm saying? I was cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming back. It was like, you gotta get back to Nelly, who you is. You know what I'm saying? Snapping the They know I snap
we love
you.
We love you.
This
Dr.
is
Riley,
my
you
first
wanted this.
time. I've had a good time. Can I show you
This is my first time
so
too. My actual very first time going on live on YouTube.
Oh, me too. And I have a channel.
Yes,
and
girl,
I don't ever go on live. All right. So
we gonna learn
post your
together.
channel in the
We
comments
gonna
when you
learn
get a chance.
together, Zorza.
Okay, so this is monkey milk. You can see it's like a lotion consistency. And it's very, very, very creamy. Now, I use it not only for sex, but I use it for my feet, for my hands, for my legs after I shave my legs. And it stays right where you want it. And a little goes a very long way. And like I was saying, it's safe to use with any toy. So, and you can eat it, you can do whatever you want. But see, it's not like sticky. It's, I don't know how to describe it. Brody, you
Is it
felt
like
it before.
viscous?
I've showed you. Well, I've showed you before when we talked about monkey milk. So you've actually been able to feel the texture. What do you think?
I think I've used other lubes like compared to what's the real popular lube right now?
KY jelly.
KY, and I've used Astroglide. And I would say compared to monkey milk, those you need a lot of or to reapply like a copious amount of those. Monkey milk, I've had samplers, I've used them with partners. It, like she said, you don't need a lot of it. And I do like that it's vegan. So women,
vegan monkey milk, okay.
Vegan, so you can, anybody can use it. And I like the fact that it's organic because with women, it's intrusive. Like you're putting something into a woman's body. So I do like knowing, and it makes me confident to know that it is safe to eat because that way you don't feel like you're polluting her body or anything like that. So I would say it's the best lube that I've ever used.
That's love for real.
Right. Exactly.
It's caring about what you're doing.
Thank you. Well, don't put anything down there that you wouldn't put in your mouth. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
exactly.
if you can't put it in your mouth, don't be putting it down there. So
big fact.
Well, thank you for that, Brody. Yeah, I know you've felt it and stuff. So I love it, but I mean, I love it not just because I made it. I love it because of how wonderful it is for people, and anyone can use it. That's the greatest part. So,
we definitely gonna have to check it out. I definitely wouldn't mind pick up a
you
bottle.
That monkey milk, you want to get that booty juicy? Go get that monkey milk. You know what I'm saying? Slide.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I want like to know if you guys would mind. Go ahead, Dr. Raleigh.
No, just if you guys want to send me your addresses, I will send you guys some. So I'm gonna put looking at the chat. Okay, I'm gonna put my email in here, and if you will send me your address, I will send you out some for free so you can give it a try.
Yes, we would definitely.
And I'll also buy some too.
We definitely support too.
There you go.
Yes, definitely. We appreciate you for that, Dr. Raleigh. We would definitely try it out. I know for a fact that I definitely will.
Yeah.
That would definitely give you a review without a problem.
So, baby, I can't see the thing, so you send Dr. Raleigh the information. Yeah.
We both can't. Baby, we both can't see it. We in the same.
Y'all will after the stream. Y'all can look at it.
I wanted to ask you, Dr. Raleigh.
No, I was just gonna say, or you can go to my my YouTube channel, Real Sex Talk with Dr. Riley. All my information is on there. You have my phone number, everything.
Dr. Riley. Okay. And I'm definitely gonna come by and see you, Dr. Riley, because I need to know these things that you be talking about, girl.
All right,
I gotta know how to get nasty the right way. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get nasty the right way, go to doctor. Okay.
So with that being said, I wanted to ask you guys if you mind playing a small sex game, if you guys don't mind. What you call it? If you guys are up to it, Luna, Dr. Riley, the Chanelica, Brody the One, and everybody that's in the audience. So I have a little sex game that's pulled together real quick. Real quick. What you call it? Hopefully next time we can do a part 2 and have another little game. So the first question that's on the list is going to be a myth or fact. Okay. So number 1, sex burns up a ton of calories and can help you with your weight loss. Is this true or false?
True.
It depends on what you call a lot of calories. I think the average sex session burns like 140 calories, but that could take like an hour. So I would say compared to other exercises, not that efficient.
Listen. If you push the gut in, you know what I'm saying? Push the gut in.
I say true.
Look, I'm about efficiency. At this age, I'm efficient.
So
Um,
Brody's closest to the answer is actually it really depends on a lot because honestly speaking, from what research has shown, you will need at least to be having 30 minutes of actual like hardcore sex
Like
to
straight through
burn. You
sweating
say
the
like
whole
straight
time.
through 30 minutes, so you will need at least 35 of those 30-minute sex sections
Active.
to lose 1 pound.
Active activity.
He said so. It's
You
actually.
gotta get
Of course.
active.
Can you
You know what I'm
lose
saying? You gotta
calories?
get that
Yes.
any to get litty.
Is it an activity where you'll be burning some calories? Yes, but a lot, no.
Nah,
It takes
not as
about
much.
30-minute sessions of sex to burn 1 pound, and not a lot of people are having 30-minute sex sessions.
That's
Yeah.
very true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
You
very
gotta be
true.
all extra like me. You know what I'm saying? You gotta twerk on
Shoot.
that thing, bick on that thing. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm lying. My knees hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Part two. All right, name that state. Name that state. In what state is it illegal to teach another about polygamy? 1, Arizona. 2, Mississippi. 3, Ohio.
damn.
Oh man.
Ohio is weird. Like
I
Maybe
feel like
people
it's
be looking their
Ohio.
eyeballs in Ohio, so I'm gonna go with
So we
Ohio.
got two for Ohio.
I'm gonna say Arizona. No, Mississippi.
One for
I'm
Arizona.
gonna say Mississippi.
One for Mississippi.
Yeah.
Snellica.
I say Arizona, Mississippi, all of them because I won.
All right, boom, you lost because you're supposed to pick one. So you just lost the game. Right there. Just Dr. Riley is correct. The state is actually Mississippi.
Dang,
It's
for
illegal
real?
to teach someone. Yes, it's
That's
illegal
Wow,
to even
wild.
to talk about it, discuss it, teach it at all. You're not supposed to talk about it at all in Mississippi.
Oh,
All
dang.
right.
Can I say something
Fact.
else
Okay,
about that?
Dorkton won, but I'm
Yes.
taking Dorkton's prize.
Oregon, it's illegal for anybody, male or female, to have anal sex in Oregon.
What?
Oh wow.
Oh, we can't
Well,
live
honey,
there,
you
baby.
can't move to
We
Oregon.
can be in
You
Oh,
will
jail
yeah,
not be
no,
moving
no.
to
all the
Oregon, honey.
time. I'd be in jail
Oregon is
every
off the
day.
list.
Shoot, I'd be in jail last night.
Off the list.
Who's gonna come in your bedroom and be like, "You're going to jail because you
With
got
flashlights.
Excuse
Right.
me. Yeah.
Right?
Your booty hole look a little
What
loose.
we doing
in
here?
there. What you been
What's
doing?
going on?
Yo, hey, yo.
Myth or fact? Myth or fact? You can't get pregnant during your period.
You can.
Definitely. You can definitely
I'ma
get
say you
pregnant.
can.
You can definitely get
Yeah,
pregnant.
during your period.
So
Yeah.
yes, you guys are all correct. You can definitely
Yeah.
get
Look at us all
unlikely.
smart and stuff.
We
It's
smart out here.
unlikely, but you can
Hey.
get pregnant during your period. All right.
Wow.
Myth or fact? Penis and shoe size correlate.
That's a lie.
That's a myth.
I
That's
don't think.
myth.
I think that's a myth.
Myth.
You guys are all correct. That is indeed a myth. So
Yes.
please, everybody, stop with the I wear a size
Yeah.
13. You know what that means? It means absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
It
'cause they
means
got-
nothing. Your shoes is expensive.
Okay. Okay. Fact or fiction? It's common to fantasize about other people besides your partner.
Facts.
What?
Yeah. It's common. Yeah, it's definitely common.
Yeah, that's common. That's
Yeah, I
It's
feel
a-
like that's a fact.
So once again, you guys are definitely correct. Which
Yeah.
studies have shown that 80% of women fantasize with someone besides their partner, and
Mhm.
98% of men fantasize about someone who's not their partner.
Damn.
Wow.
I say about
But you know
about
what?
Chris Brown or Beyonce.
I think that also ties into
Absolutely.
what Doctor was talking about earlier about the porn correlation, about it not being so, most people are watching porn that doesn't have anything to do with their attraction to who they're with. So I feel like that definitely has a lot to do with why they don't think so much about them.
Yep.
Agreed.
Name
Wow.
that country. Okay? Name that country. No sexy music or porn allowed. 1, Australia.
China.
2, China. 3,
China.
Uganda. Once again,
I'm gonna go with
name
Uganda.
that country. In
Uganda?
what country?
I don't know
In what
anything about
country?
Uganda.
Uganda don't even
No
allow
sexy
gays.
music or porn music allowed. 1,
I'm gonna go with
Australia.
Uganda.
2, China. 3,
Sexy
Uganda.
music?
China.
No,
No
China,
sexy
they
music.
have sexy
China.
music in China.
Only-
I'm gonna go with
I just had a client
Australia.
that came from China, and it's illegal to watch porn in China.
Number one.
So
That's
I'm
true.
guessing China.
So we have one
Okay.
for China. We have one for Brody said Uganda.
Uganda.
I'll
Yeah.
go for China.
Two for China.
Two for China.
Chanelka?
China and number 1 too.
Okay. So once again, you lost immediately because you're supposed to pick one. And the answer actually is Uganda. In 2014, they signed the pornography bill.
Wow.
So they actually have people that they hire to monitor any certain
See,
words,
and that's
pictures,
they probably got
images,
more ratings than the
including
movie.
music.
They
So
do.
no sexy music at all.
So
All right,
no
fact
sexy
up.
No
music.
sexy music.
No sexy
So
music.
I
like
knew
no
it wasn't China
R&B.
because China got Gangnam
Round
Style.
and I rode with
No
They got
R&B out there.
I can't
okay,
lie.
Gangnam Style. So I knew they had Gangnam Style, so I knew it wasn't that.
I'll be locked up forever. 'Cause I'll always be swingling to some R&B. You gotta be messed
Right?
up.
She ain't lying. Myth or
Listening
fact?
to some Jockway.
Men and women can be stuck together during sex.
Yeah.
That happened
Wait,
to
what?
somebody in
Yes.
What could be
Africa.
stuck together?
They said a
That
curse.
has happened.
They said a curse
Fact.
on this couple in Africa. They was cheating, and the boy was stuck in them. And the husband came in and beat him up while he was in his wife, which is crazy. So I'm gonna go with 100% fact.
So it's definitely true. You guys are definitely correct once again.
Yeah,
Which
I have heard that happening.
due to a woman's pelvic floor contracting, it is possible for the penis to become stuck and engorged more because of the contraction of the pelvic floor.
Mhm.
Okay.
You guys want to hear a
Then-
crazy fact?
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
Crazy
please.
fact. I have a client who is into watching bodybuilding women. So he was over here last week and he was showing me these different pictures of these bodybuilding, and these women like look like Arnold Schwarzenegger and The Rock and stuff. Did you know their clit looks like a little penis? It looks
Yes, yeah,
exactly like a
I
little
just went through
penis,
that.
but without the hole.
Because they
That-
take the
I mean,
testosterone.
No, you don't.
It almost
I
looks
seen a
like a
girl with a
hermaphrodite,
really
kind of, but
like-
you can tell that it's not.
Yep. I
But
ran
the
into
clit
one not too
sticks
long ago,
out
and I ain't like it.
a penis.
Yep, I ran into one not too long ago,
Let me
and I
tell
ain't like it. And I told her, "Don't never call me no more, cause I don't want that. No, thank you."
I wonder does that
I've
make them
seen
more?
it.
Yeah,
I wonder
it
does
was
that make
weird.
them more sensitive?
Right. I was about to ask that. Does it make? I wonder if it makes them
Yeah, it
more
would be
sensitive
way more
if it's
sensitive.
Like
There's
it's
a lot of nerves
outside
are
the
there.
concha. Like how? Wait. So first of all,
Mhm.
the looks of it for me, like your clitoris can't be outside the concha for me. It's just for me. You know,
Yeah.
maybe for somebody
Yeah.
else, but for me,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? You can't have an inside
I
out
agree.
turkey concha. I can't do that. Okay, your concha gotta look like
I
my
agree.
concha, and then we can get it together. Other than that,
But I definitely
Sorry,
agree.
I just
and,
had to
like,
say that as we were talking.
Oh,
No
I
problem.
definitely agree. And that my stance on that is the same thing I had from before. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna put it out there. But
ain't for me.
thin versus heavy, right? Who prematurely ejaculates first?
I know the answer to this. I think it's thin people.
Wait, men
wait.
versus
Then
So
Thin men.
thin versus heavy,
Okay.
as far as males go. Who prematurely ejaculates first on average? Thin versus heavy.
I'm gonna go with thin.
heavy.
So you got
I
one for
don't
thin,
know.
one for heavy.
I'll go for a heavy.
I'm gonna
But
go
some of them they can't
with,
touch, so maybe no. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
well, if they're heavy, they have less. So the heavier they are, the smaller their penis is, because for all that fat
40
around
pounds.
the pelvic
pounds,
area,
yeah.
that. So I'm gonna go with thinner.
So yeah, the question is thin. Thin on
Alright.
studies have shown that thin
Yeah,
men
that's what I said. I said that job right with doctor.
prematurely
That's what I said.
ejaculate
That's what I
first
said. I said that. I said
versus heavier men. And
Yeah,
I
me
made a
and doctor
similar
said that.
story before about who lasts longer from studies, and studies have shown from a previous podcast that heavier men actually were able to go longer, 7 minutes and 18 seconds, versus to someone who was thinner, which is like 180
Wow.
seconds.
Wow.
That's not even.
Wow.
That's not even 4 minutes.
Okay.
Wow. That's wild.
Name that country. Which country is bestiality / zoophilia legal? 1, Hungary, right? Hungary. Hungary. Yeah, one of them. Poland 2,
Hungry.
Poland 3, Finland 4, Romania.
Damn.
Finland.
No, Romania is illegal.
That's one. That's one for
No. Yeah, she
So which
said
one is it legal? Is bestiality legal? 1, Hungary. 2, Poland. 3, Finland. 4, Romania.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna
go
go
with
Poland.
Hungary.
Okay. So you have one for Hungary,
I have no
one
idea.
for
I've never even
Finland,
heard this.
one for
Yeah, I have no
Poland.
clue. I'm gonna go with Finland. I
Okay,
don't
so
Yeah, yeah, Luna, Finland.
that was a
Oh.
trick question. So bestiality is actually legal in Hungary, Finland, in Romania, and Poland up
I'm
until a
smart,
certain
I'm smart.
time.
I got you got it
Until
from
a
the
certain
data.
time
Data
in
touchdown.
Poland, if you were convicted of bestiality more than
I see that every game.
3
Yup,
times or
yup.
more, it actually was execution through execution if you was caught
Ooh.
3
Oh, wow.
times in
So
Poland.
if he was
So
caught in Poland,
Wow.
if
but
he was
in
caught
the
in
other
Poland,
places it's
all the other
legal.
places there it's legal, completely legal.
Oh my God,
Yeah, right.
legal, really?
I was gonna say
That is really
Mexico because the
you
women
know what? We
always
gotta
have
look
sex
at
with
these
the
laws when
donkey.
we traveling.
Yeah, they do.
Like that girl that got caught in that other country because she was yelling. Like I would have been got locked up long time ago. I can't go down there to Dubai. They would have locked my loud ass up as soon as I landed.
Yeah,
I don't know how people trust going on those
me
things.
too.
I'll be wary. Name that
Mhm.
state. In what state is it illegal to kiss/nuzzle a reptile? 1, Florida. 2, Dakota. 3, Illinois.
Florida, Illinois.
I'm about to say Florida because there's a lot of reptiles down there.
Yeah, I would say
Right.
Florida because you get your face bit off.
3 for Florida.
Illinois.
Oh, so we got 2 for Florida, 1 for Illinois.
Can you read the question? You were cutting out, so I didn't even hear what I just heard. Kiss and reptile.
So in what state is it illegal to kiss/nuzzle a reptile? 1, Florida. 2, Dakota. 3, Illinois.
Yeah, I'm going with Florida. I don't know.
So, but this one, the only
You're
person that was
dumb to
right
be
was
trying to, but okay.
Chanelica. It's in Illinois. And Illinois
Yes,
is
yes.
illegal to nuzzle or kiss a reptile.
They
So
don't even got reptiles in Illinois.
if you sell somebody
I
tells
didn't even
somebody in
think they
Illinois,
did
you have to
either.
let them know.
Okay,
that
I
they're
got
not allowed to
confessions. Daddy
kiss.
told me that answer too. Yep,
That's
I got it
wild.
right.
You over there
Right.
cheating.
Cheating.
Mm,
Fact
mm,
or myth?
mm.
An orgasm can help relieve congestion in men.
Yes.
Facts.
Huh?
Because you
Wait,
know why?
what
I'm
you say,
gonna
baby?
tell you why I believe this.
Wait,
Because
what
I
did
was
you
watching
say?
2 different
Hold on,
pornos,
bro.
right?
What you say?
She said, can a orgasm relieve congestion in men? Like your
Mhm.
nose is stuffy.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say 2 reasons why. First of all, they say that girl got your nose wide open, so that's one reason why I think so. Number 2, I was watching 2 pornos, and before the bull bust, he did like this sniffle thing, like. So I think yes.
Okay. So we're gonna go right to it. That is definitely correct. It is a fact that an orgasm can help relieve congestion in men. All right. So
Mhm.
you should know
Women
the answer
too?
already,
Baby,
Brody.
you got snuffy nose. Let me throw that.
Women
back
to
on
right.
you.
I got
Yes.
you, boo. I got you. Don't even trip.
All right. So besides the genitals and the breasts, what else swells during sex?
Genitals and breast.
What else?
I remember the
swells?
answer, so I'm not going to answer.
I do too. I can't.
You said besides genitals and breast, what else swell up?
Yeah.
I would say
My
your
feet,
your hands or feet. Yeah. Your
Your tongue,
my nuts,
maybe.
extremities.
balls, and feet.
What is it? What is it?
Well, the answer
Tell
is it's the inner nose.
What was
the
it?
inner nose. The inner nose. The inner nose swells.
Inner nose.
In your
during-
nose?
the inner nose, yeah, inside.
Yeah.
No. All right. Name
Can I
something.
say a fact? Another fact?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Ooh,
I
inner
read an
nose.
article that says that men have better orgasms when they leave their socks on.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
We covered that. We covered that last time, which goes
Wait, so why
The
is
girls'
that?
feet are cool. Yeah.
yeah, and women too. They studies
Oh,
show
okay.
that couples that wear socks during sex, which called they have better orgasms, or it can help a woman actually have an orgasm if her feet are not cold.
Oh,
Like,
Which
Okay.
is cool.
don't the air conditioner, when it blow, you better.
Name something on the male's body that besides his tongue that has taste buds.
Oh shit!
What?
Oh, I have no idea.
Besides his tongue got taste
I can
buds.
taste without my tongue. Something different.
So
It's typically
not necessarily you
I
can
don't know.
taste, but you have taste buds.
His nose.
That's wild. I have no idea.
The head of the penis.
Taste buds.
That makes a lot of sense.
That actually does.
I'm
make a
gonna go
lot
with
of
Doc.
sense.
I'm gonna go with
What'd you say?
Ferrello.
Well, the answer actually is their testes. So in the
Okay.
testes, there's certain receptors that are similarly based how the taste buds are. So that's the taste
What?
buds of the testes. Yeah.
They lie, baby.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Myth
mind-blowing.
or fact?
Okay.
50% of all dreams include sex.
That sounds like a fact. It might be more than that.
I'm always dreaming about some sexual.
I'm
I was
gonna
about
go
to
with
say,
myth.
So you're
Because
both myth?
all dreams, 50% of all dreams, I'm gonna go with myth.
I'll go with truth.
Oh, we got truth.
Myth over
I
here.
never heard the Adidas song.
Doctor,
All
what
day.
we going with, Doctor?
Dream about.
So
I'm going with myth.
Facts.
Dr. and Luna is definitely correct. It's actually
Yep, that's what I
false.
said too.
Only
That's what I said.
10% of all dreams are about sex.
I thought you said my dreams.
Sure.
Whoops.
Objective, bro.
I misheard that part.
Name that state. In this state, it is illegal to shoot a gun while a man's partner is orgasming.
What the?
Is
One,
oh,
it's illegal.
You can't be busting a cap while
for
your
a
homie
man
is
to
busting.
shoot a gun while his partner is having an
Can't bust
orgasm.
and bust a cap at the same time.
like what the fuck?
So the first state is Wisconsin, 2 Dakota, 3 New York.
I'm done.
I'm gonna go with Dakota.
I'm gonna go with
What's
I'm gonna
going
say
on?
New York just because we got some crazy ass laws.
right.
She went with New
That's
York.
Like, shit right there. That's a
What
got
Dakota
New York.
and New York?
like who sat there? What pervert
Yes.
sat there and said, "Oh, you can
Because you know when you on New Year's Eve, you're supposed to let off one shot.
Pow, pow, yeah.
So
They said no.
you
Right,
can't
New
pow
Year's
pow
Eve.
pow. You can't get it like
Not
you
the same
can.
time.
Like, what?
You
So the
can't.
answer actually is Wisconsin. It is illegal in
Oh.
Wisconsin to shoot a gun for a man
That's
to shoot a gun
weird.
while his partner is orgasming.
Orange.
All right.
Weird.
Name
Talk
that
about
country.
sidetracked.
My
Name
man's so
that
smart
country.
and think to my man.
What country has a mountain known as Sex Mountain?
Sex Mountain.
1,
It's not
Indonesia. 2, Israel, Ireland. 3, Brazil.
It gotta be Brazil. They
It's
nasty.
gotta.
Over
I
there.
think. Yeah, I think it's Brazil.
gotta be
Brazil be
Brazil.
freaky deaky.
They nasty over there.
They
I'm
getting
gonna
nasty. That's
go
why big booty Judy's over there.
with Indonesia.
Indonesia. That's a good choice. I'm going
And
Brazil.
Dr. Riley is correct. It's actually
Yeah.
Damn it.
Indonesia. Indonesia
Yeah,
is
I
actually
knew that. I knew that. Me and Doctor's answer is my answer. I knew that already, Doctor. You know
I
what
don't think
I
you
knew
agree
that.
with
Me
that.
and Doctor already said that.
So they actually go. It's like a retreat that people actually go to that have like
Yep.
sex with like strangers.
what
or
I was
people will
thinking.
cheat, and it's
Mhm.
actually like you actually go up there, and it's a whole story behind that actual mountain that we can probably bring up at another time. Okay, I'm almost done.
Gotta hear that.
Pretty much done right now. So the last thing I got is tell me what this fetish is. Okay, all right. Okay.
Cut cold. It's like I don't know.
I'm about to say the dark fetish, like when the lights go out.
Where'd she go?
When you're very into the
Oh.
night.
Right. The disappearing
Midnight.
fetish.
The
Like, they like when you
disappearing
disappear.
fetish, but when were you pull
The-
trigger?
There she go.
Lights off.
You got a phone
baby.
call.
Baby, I
All
can't
right.
hear.
She got a phone call, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Some people don't be calling you while we busy because your time is our time and our time is, you know what I'm saying? We have time together, baby. You know what I'm saying? Period. Y'all. Together with friends is what we like to do. Yeah, I know. You know what I'm saying? People be
Hold
talking
on, I'm
on
gonna let you up,
talking
Abrima.
about it.
Let me see if you can actually get in the song.
Hopefully you can. There you go.
Abrima, can you talk? Can you hear us? Oh, snap.
Oh, baby dropped out.
Honey,
She'll
we'll be back with that final question. We ain't mean to leave you on a
This is
cliffhanger.
what we like to do.
Abrima, can you hear us? Can you talk, bro?
know. Gather.
Hold on, I'll let you up, Abrima. Let me see if you can actually get in.
Everything's a song.
Yeah, there we go. I can hear you. I
Everything's
can hear
a
you,
song,
Abrima.
girl. Hopefully you can. There you go.
Hello.
Oh, yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead, speak. Abrima, can you talk? Can you hear us? Oh, snap.
Oh, baby dropped out.
Honey, we'll be back with that final question. We ain't mean to leave you
Yeah,
on a
I can
cliffhanger.
hear.
That's what we like to do.
Abrima, you can't hear us, but we can hear you. Somebody has YouTube playing in the background. Can they mute that?
Hello, can you guys?
Hopefully you can.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello,
yeah,
Abrima.
Yes, Abrima, we can hear you. I think
No,
that's
somebody's
Abrima. That's
echoing.
doing it.
Somebody's echoing.
Let me see if that's him.
Oh, baby dropped
Is it
out.
still doing it?
We can hear you.
Yeah, somebody has YouTube on in the background. Can they cut it off?
Yeah, I think it's his playing in the background.
No, that's not me.
No, somebody else. Because I muted
I
him
don't.
and it's still doing it.
I don't know why y'all couldn't hear me. I was talking, but y'all couldn't hear me.
Oh, I thought you was on the phone. I was like, I don't know why people taking up our time when this is our time. They can have their time when it's their time, but this is our
A
time.
call came through, but I declined it. But the audio wouldn't kick back in. It wouldn't reconnect. So I had to leave out, come
I
back
don't know.
in.
Cause tell people this is our personal time.
Riley, can you on your end? I can hear YouTube in the background. Can you mute the YouTube in the background?
Y'all couldn't hear me.
Because I have you on mute right now and it's not playing.
Taking up our time when this is our time. They can have
Yeah,
their time when
Riley,
it's their time. but
it's somehow
A
it's
call
your
came
YouTube in
through,
the
but I
background.
declined it. Yeah, and I don't know. I think like StreamYard
There
is
you go.
or
That's better.
something.
It's still doing it.
Yeah, like it's like it was a glitch for a second because I was talking, but it was not like going through. So I had to leave out and come back in for the audio to like readjust or something.
Oh. Taking up our time when it's our time.
Yeah, for some
They can have
reason,
their time
Doc,
when it's their time.
it's playing in your background. I don't know why that is. You want to read that last
You might
question,
have
honey?
to exit one of your things. Exit one of your windows.
Oh yes, it was named that. It was named that fetish.
Luna is still muted.
But we would have to I don't know if you guys. It was psychophilia. If anybody knows what that is, psychophilia.
Luna, you can unmute yourself whenever you want because I can't. There you go.
I got it. Thank you.
Go ahead. I'm sorry about that, honey.
Oh yeah, so psychophilia. Does anybody know what psychophilia is?
Oh, we lost Luna.
I never even heard of that.
Psychophilia?
Yeah.
Everybody's
loving wanting to have sex with somebody that's crazy.
No. So psychophilia is the attraction to seeing someone be frozen or touching frozen things. I'm just gonna run through it so we can just kind of wrap up. Okay. Melissaphilia. Anybody know what that is?
Wanting to have sex with Melissa Ford.
You were so close.
I'm
You were
guessing
so
with
close.
Brody.
But at the same time, very far. It's actually the attraction to bees and wasps. Sexually attracted to bees and wasps.
Who said, "Oh, that bitch is
lithophilia.
sexy over there"? Let me get that sexy.
Lithophilia.
What the fuck?
What's it called?
Lithophilia.
That's an attraction to batteries.
Once again, you was really, really close, but at the same time, like it's like you just like kind of just went all the way off track. It's the attraction to stones, rocks and stones, or the feeling of being pressed down.
Is this
by rocks
real?
and
People
stones.
really like attracted to these things? Like I'm just trying to figure this out. Like this is the real thing? Like really?
Xylophilia.
Xylophone. Connected to the xylophone.
Yes.
Are you serious?
No, not at
I was
all.
just
It's
playing.
definitely not. It's
Is
the
that
attraction. No, the attraction to wood pieces, wood. You get a hard on from wood, and that's the end of my little game. So unfortunately, I got kicked off because of the phone. But thank everybody for participating. Which school? It was just a little fun thing to learn about little facts and myths and weird things. Like I love I love looking up and like learning things that people consider to be weird or not heard of or not really talked about. So I always look up little things. So if you guys want some more of that, you can just let us know, DM us, slide in somewhere, and then we'll have some more like weird fact games if you guys like.
Awesome.
Cool.
I'm tired.
Thank you guys for coming to the show. We appreciate everybody that came in. There are going to be links to the personal pages of all the hosts that were in, especially the guest hosts, for people to go follow them. Dr. Riley, we're going to share your website as well as any links that could allow people to purchase your products, as well as be able to get free samples to her awesome products. Guys, we're getting at an older age where our women are at an older age and we're starting to need lube. I know we didn't need it when we were 18, but you need it now. I suggest you invest in a lube.
Unless
that's not
you Nelly, because it's water. You know what I'm saying? It's water.
She says she's still splish splashing, but not everybody is. And this is something I definitely would recommend from use for myself. So everybody want to do an outro, tell everybody who you are. We appreciate you for joining our first stream on YouTube.
This was fun, guys. Love y'all.
Love you too.
Let everybody know who you are, our lady.
It's
before you
Nelly
leave.
with the belly. I'll see y'all later. It was so much fun. Thank y'all for coming. I enjoyed it.
So that's the Chanelka, aka the Chanel Dior. You can find her on Instagram at Kalia Machiavelli. Also, you can reach out to her through our Out Here podcast page on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And reach out to us if you want to speak to her. Reach out to her personally, or you can also slide in DMs on Instagram for the Out Here podcast
down
page.
DM. Hey,
Dr. Riley, you want to give an outro? Let everybody know who you are. I think she's still muted.
I'm not
nothing.
Sure.
I don't know if she can hear us though.
Yeah, I don't think she can hear us.
Doctor, can you hear us, baby?
Can you hear us, Riley?
You hear us?
Yeah, I don't think she can hear us.
Go ahead.
We'd like to also get welcome to the thank you for coming to Out Here podcast. I'm your host, Goddess Honey Cocoa B, the B stands for beige, never light skin. Which goes over definitely here with my crew. Catch me here on YouTube on Out Here podcast page, which you can also catch me on my personal Instagram, which is Goddess Honey Cocoa B on Instagram. You can also reach me at the Out Here podcast page on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook,
it's
all those
honey
things.
For me.
So definitely holla at me if you have any topics that you want to bring up, or you have any personal questions or anything like that. Just reach out to us and we will get back to you, or someone will personally let me know and I will get back to you.
Y'all already know what it is. It's Brody the One. Thank y'all, YouTube, for y'all chiming in. It's the Pro Antagonist. We had a great discussion today about sex and all things you probably didn't know. Follow the lovely lady host that we had join us. Their personal pages will be in the comments. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Stop goddamn playing with me out here. Subscribe
Share,
to the
like,
channel.
subscribe
like the goddamn video. We appreciate y'all for stopping in today, and we will see y'all next week. Peace.
Out here.
Peace.